What's that word, man? Let everybody know we got on 16 shot on Visualz for the second time.
Man, peace, God. It's the God, Rashad, Jamal. Man, how you feeling, Jamal?
Man, you know I'm cooling, man. Shit,
Show what's the word out there.
man, it's a lot going on. You know, it's a lot of people. I feel like since you've been gone, it's a lot of people that have been, pushing similar messages or the same message. Having people do research on the history, talking about extraterrestrial stuff. You know, a lot of stuff.
For sure.
How you feel about that? Hearing about people on the outside basically like covering the same type of things.
Yeah, honestly, that's a great thing because that's what it's about. It's about us awakening and rising in frequency. You know, a lot of esoteric history, which esoteric means hidden history, is floating around. You know, that our oppressors have hidden from us specifically, meaning your Aboriginal beings. You know, your so-called quote unquote African Americans and Latin Americans. So I'm glad that not only is the Aboriginal beings waking up, but there's a lot of white folks out here that have been lied to too, that didn't know the truth. So what I'm hearing, man, I'm hearing the planet coming together out there. I'm even hearing what's going on in the city, and it's a lot of good positive movements, man. So I'm actually happy to hear that, God.
So one of the things you just mentioned, you had said something about knowledge being hidden. Who exactly would you say is hiding the knowledge?
So when I say they, I'm speaking about an elite group of people. A lot of them refer to these people as the cabal or the deep state or the shadow government. But these are not even actual human beings. Some of them are, but they're more like a little coalition of entities. But these entities are all up under Satan, right? So, but you have reptilians and you have Pleiadians and you have human beings. The human beings, these would be the first human beings that came to the planet, the original human beings who are documented in biblical history as the original 12 tribes of Israel. So these 12 tribes, along with certain reptilian families and Pleiadian families, all came together, and they are the ones that have been given the gift by Satan, their Lord, their God, to oversee this planet. Because you got to remember, this all started from the water broke out in the heavens, which they speak about in the Bible and the Quran. And when Satan and his followers or his kingdom was cast out the heavens, they were sent down here to this planet, as they tell you about this in Revelations. So this planet is where they made their home. Satan is the head of his army, but he has a whole army, God. He got with a chain of command. Like, a lot of people think that when they say we're going against Satan, they think just about Satan. But no, he has a whole entire army. It's Satan. Then under him, you got the principalities. These are the same principalities they speak about in Ephesians when they say, put on the whole armor of God. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. So these are the principalities they talk about. They up under Satan, up under the principalities. Okay, so the principalities, before I keep going, they kind of act like, imagine a company, right? Satan is the president, and then the principalities is like the board members, right? And then, up under them, you have the prince and the princess of Satan's army. This is Lucifer and Lilith. A lot of people mistake Lucifer and Satan to be the same people, but they're not. Satan is the fallen god. His real name is Zeus. They're actually Lord Zeus. The same Lord Zeus that they spoke of in Greek mythology. This is how Satan hid himself from the world. This is how he fooled the world. It did not exist, as they tell you about in Isaiah in the Bible. But the Lucifer was actually the most powerful archangel amongst the angels. And when he's the one who convinced Lucifer to side with him. So when Satan went against God and went against the Most High, Lucifer went with him. Lucifer was the most highest ranking archangel. So he took Lucifer with him. He also took Lilith with him. Lilith was the second highest ranking archangel. A lot of people think Lilith is, there's all type of stories about Lilith floating around. But in all honesty, Lilith is actually a high ranking archangel. She's the second in command right behind Lucifer. So, Lucifer and Lilith are archangels that have fell in frequency because they left with Satan. So they became fallen archangels. So when they went with Satan and sided with him, when Satan started his kingdom down here on this planet that we're on right now, he gave them the rank of prince and princess of his entire army. And under them, you got a bunch of generals, about 7 different generals. These are all high-ranking archangels. And then under them, you got more fallen angels, devils, and evil spirits. So, and also you have fallen extraterrestrial races like the Alpha Draconian reptilians and Pleiadians, and these are some of the races they speak about that you're hearing coming out. People speaking about these extraterrestrial races, but they don't understand the history, the depth behind it cosmically. That these races, these extraterrestrial races, the reason that the Pleiadians and reptilians commit a lot of evil on this planet is because they sided with Satan in the beginning. But in the very, very beginning, before the war broke out, everybody was all one, right? So look at it like the BDs and the GDs, right? Before, the war broke out in Stateville in the 80s, it was BGD, right? Black Gates Disciple. But then the war came and they created a split. Shorty Freeman and Don Black, Don Blue, and all the old OGs down in Stateville with Larry and all of them, right? And then now it's GD versus BD, right? So it's the same thing with us amongst cosmically, right? We all was one until Satan decided not that he wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to go against the law. He wanted to go against the grain. He wanted to create his own group of people. He wanted to create his own kingdom. And because he was the head scientist, Satan, he was one of the most powerful scientists in the kingdom. This is how, in the heavens, in the cosmos, this is how he got, I think the Bible tell you he took a third with him, right? But he took more than that. He actually took half of the heavens with him. So you got to remember, a lot of people want to, we put Satan down, but you got to understand how cunning he is, how intelligent he is, to be able to even convince a third of creation to go against the creator says a lot. But he took more than the 30, took half. So this becomes this army that we have now, and this is what we're dealing with today. So when we're talking about the cabal and the deep state, they are the group that has been assigned over this planet, and they receive their orders directly from Lucifer and Zeus and them, right? And once they get their orders, they push the agenda down to the 12 tribes, which have been called the Hebrew Israelites. A lot of people think the Hebrew Israelites, but we are not. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites are actually the children of Satan. But these Israelites, these groups, these are the original white families, Caucasian families that run the world. These are the people you never see. These are the people that's behind the scenes. So these are the people that are responsible for structuring society as we know it, on the political agenda, the education system. These are the people that structure that. And then once they set up their structure, they pass it down to the secret societies, who pass it down to the banking families, who pass it down to presidents and prime ministers all over the world. They get in, pass it down to their governments. Their government get it in, pass it down to judicial system, who enforces these laws to us, who enforces these agendas to us.
So is that similar to, because I be hearing stories about people going on trips, taking DMT, and then seeing beings that's basically giving them information, teaching them AI, teaching them what's it doing in the future, basically doing a big plan and telling them also to like get rid of humans. Like, it's too many humans gotta die. Like, are you aware of what I'm talking about? Ever heard anything like that?
It definitely facts. See, okay, so when we talk about like DMT and things like that, these are the things that they actually DMTs, most of the drugs that we have, I mean, even down to cocaine, heroin, marijuana, most of these drugs release dopamine in the brain. Dopamine is the chemical that is released in the brain whenever we receive any form of pleasure. It's called dopamine. So DMT is kind of like close to, is a drug that helps release these dopamines, just like shrooms, right? Because shrooms are actually plants. These states release open breakdown gateways. We call these stargates in the spiritual community, or anciently, and from our ancient culture. If you go back, ancient Africa, before it was ancient Africa, it was called ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, and ancient Atlantis. So now we're talking about a time before Zeus and his kingdom came to the planet, right? When we was on the planet just thriving as Atlantean gods and Anunnaki gods and goddesses. We are who the Greeks spoke of when they said the gods. If you go study Greek mythology, they always talk about the gods. Okay, so you have all these different realms on the planet. You have 9 different realms on this planet alone. The realm that we on is anciently was known as Atlantis. Today they call it Earth. But you have 8 other realms, 4 below us, 4 above us. Now each realm has 33 dimensions, right? So right now on this realm, we are on what's called, that's what 3D come from, dimension. But you have 33 of those right now. If you notice from the year 2020 on back, we have entered into the Aquarius age, right? So as we entered into the Aquarius age, we left out of the Pisces age. The Pisces age ended in 2020. December 21st, 2020 ushered us into what's known as the Aquarius age. So the Pisces age was the age of belief. A lot of stargates and portals and gateways were closed, and a lot of information was disclosed ahead. But as we are now moving into this Aquarius age, right, through this cosmic equinox, right, what you are seeing is, because the Aquarius age is the age of information. So just pay attention from 2020 on back. Look at how many people are waking up. Look at this flow of information. It's just, I mean, you having so many people come out to speaking this information. In the spiritual community, we call these downloads. Well, this goes to answer your question about the DMT and people seeing these beings and these beings channeling information to them and giving them access to ancient technology. Yes, that's a very real thing, because when you meditate or when you go out in nature, and because a lot of the frequency barrier, which they have placed a frequency barrier around this planet for your aura, for your soul and your spirit, right? The fallen, when I say the fallen, I'm talking about Zeus, Satan and his kingdom. They placed a frequency barrier around this planet. This stops us from contacting our ancestors. This stops us from communicating with angels and higher ranking spiritual beings that are here to actually help us. But when we enter 2020, a lot of these gateways and portals start to break down. So now you have a lot of high vibrational spiritual beings that are working through people through the internet, and they're coming through people through meditation. They're contacting people when they're going out in nature. They're contacting people when they go on these shrooms and they take these trips and things like that. So when you see a lot of information that's flowing out now, this is where a lot of it is coming from. A lot of these people, they're not lying. They telling you the truth. We call them downloads in the spiritual community. But these downloads are called downloads because you download this from your consciousness, right? I was teaching this back in 2019, 2020. I was the one that was making people aware that every 8 to 9 minutes that you stand in the sun, you receive downloads. The sun is a part of you, right? You as an Aboriginal being a carbonated Black man, woman, Latino man, woman. This isn't racist, but because you are a child of the real God, Almighty God, meaning that you are a child of the Spirit. You are spirit draped in flesh. You're not flesh draped in spirit like the human being race, right? So because a lot of us are the natural being, you have access to higher levels of information than a lot of human beings. This is not saying that the human beings, which are your Caucasian races, your Chinese, Japanese, Dravidians, and Arabs, it's not saying that they can't access it, but being an Aboriginal being like yourself or us, we have a higher chance of accessing this level of information. And when you talk about spiritual beings, there's so many different types. You know, you got titans, you got dwarves, you got elves, you got fairies. You got angels, you have archangels, you have genies, you have jinn, right? You have extraterrestrial races, you have many different spiritual families, orishas, cosmic saints, cosmic judges, mahavatars. You have so many different types of spiritual beings that we have not been exposed to because our oppressors, right? We know who run this planet now, Zeus and his kingdom. So they don't want us to connect back to the Most High. So this is why they have hidden information. This is why they poison the food. But yes, we are in an era now where you can just sit in your room, man, because they have cleaned up the airwaves, right? You have I don't want to like lose the listeners, but you have an extraterrestrial race known as the Nerubians, right? The Nerubians came here when the war first broke out in their year. When I say they, I mean the year that the human beings created, because time is not real. But the Nerubians came here in their year of 1492. If you look at history, they always tell us that that's when Columbus set sail, right? That's when Columbus discovered the New World. Well, when they say that, we all know today that Columbus didn't discover America. It was already people. It was already niggas here. We know this, right? But what they mean when they say discover the New World is a whole lot deeper than that. They literally came here from a different planet, human beings with the extraterrestrial races. They were sent here by Zeus, right?
Oh, you saying Christopher Columbus now?
Yeah, Christopher Columbus. So the story of Christopher Columbus, when they tell us that he discovered a new world, they have us thinking in school, like, oh, okay, well, these niggas hopped on the ship, left Spain, came over here, and, kicked our ass, enslaved Indians, killed them. And when they got us from Africa, they brought us over on ships, and here we are today, right? Mm-hmm. But in reality, that's not true. The story is a hidden symbology of what really took place. Christopher Columbus was an actual scout, was the actual scout. When they came and they said he set sail, they got on ships. They don't mean ships that like went over the water. They mean actual spaceships. You know what I'm saying? They come through the cosmos to enter our planet. So this is why they always give him credit to this day for discovering the world. When I say they, I mean these higher ranking human being races, because they really did come to this planet and it was a new world for them. With me. So when they got to this planet, right, and they discovered the way we were moving in our godly fashion, they had help from other fallen gods. Remember, Satan took half of the heavens with him. So that's our brothers and sisters, angels. These are gods and angels that he took with him, right? So when they went to wage war with us, they were actually being helped by Zeus and the fall and things like that. So once this is how they knew what to attack, hide the information, tear the trees down, tear down our original crystal pyramids. We had 2 suns anciently in the sky, not just one. They blew the second sun out the sky. They pushed it out the galaxy. It was strategic things they did to make us fall in frequency. We were giants when they first got here. We wasn't even the pigmentations or the color our skin is today. We was blue, black, and purple. It was either blue, black, or purple. Literally, the sky used to be violet. It wasn't blue because violet is a higher frequency than blue. Right? The trees that we see, the little trees we see, they're not even the real trees. The real trees are the mountains. I was teaching this years ago. Right? Like they cut the trees down. This is where you get mountains today. Those are tree stumps. And the trees that we see that we think are trees are just little 30-millimeter bushes. And all of them not even real. Some of them are actually genetically modified trees that were created from a genetically modified seed. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it get deep, guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose the listener too much because it get real deep, but that's pretty much kind of, give you a little gist of what I'm saying pertaining to what you was asking about.
So in a previous interview I just did, somebody had said that racism started outside this planet, and some like a group called the Vril introduced themselves to Hitler or something like that. You know anything about that?
For sure. So the Vril is actually, they belong to the reptilian race. So this kind of go back to when you was just asking about, how do I feel about people taking DMT to contact, high spiritual beings to gain access to esoteric hidden information. Well, myself, this is where I get all my information from. I don't do DMT and none of that. All I do is smoke weed here and there. But because I meditate, I consider myself a yogi and a spiritual guru. I go within, like we all can go within, and I access higher levels of consciousness. When I access these higher levels of consciousness, I meet with beings that are more advanced than myself, than beings that exist on the etheric plane, on the astral planes, on the quantum planes. And these beings guide and give me information and point me to certain different things. Right. So when you talk about the Vril, right, the reason I know so much about them and a lot of these extraterrestrial races is because of my connection with my cosmic gurus, which are beings that exist on the high spiritual plane, who I contact, who help guide me, my spirit guides, right? We all have spirit guides, but the Vril belongs to the reptilian race. So remember we were talking about the reptilians earlier, and I was saying that you have many different races, which a lot of people, the ones that's kind of like riding the mainstream narrative, because they're not going to be able to really give you the detail of these different extraterrestrial races. They might even still call them aliens, but it's not just one reptilian race. You have many different types of reptilians. So you have the alpha reptilians, you have draconian reptilians, then you have the alpha draconian reptilians. These are the ones that are the leaders. These are the ones that's on our planet. These are the ones that stand about 25 feet tall. If I was to use a size for us on this planet, I would say they're about 25 feet tall with wings. And then you have the small green men. These are also reptilians. They look like me and you, but they green. They stand between 1 to 3 feet tall, and they're real skinny. So this is why they call small green men. They look like little army soldiers if you've seen them. You know what I'm saying? But they look just like me and you. They just all green. Their camouflage suit matches their skin pigmentation. So the suit is green, they green. So this is how they look. And then the last one is the Vril. Right, there's 5 different subgroups of reptilian species, and they all come from the Alpha Draconian star system. Right, that's the actual star system, which is actually a galaxy where these reptilian races come from. Right, and all reptilians not bad. It's duality, just like amongst human beings. Right, you got good humans and you got bad humans. Amongst black folks, you got good folks, you got bad black folks. Right, it's the same thing with them. You got good ones and bad ones, but the Vril They were in contact with Hitler, and it wasn't just the real. Hitler himself was actually a Pleiadian, right? A lot of people don't know that Hitler, Nikola Tesla. This is why they always say Nikola Tesla just disappeared, because he literally just left the planet, right? He was trying to give people access to cosmic energy so we don't have to use the energy they were trying to give us. And he was trying to set up different pyramid points to open up stargates. They don't tell you that.
They canceled him, right? One like Einstein or something. Or somebody.
Exactly. Like when he started bringing that level of science, they knew who he was. He basically let off a beacon to these. Because you got to understand, what we see every day, it's not the real world. It's shit like the Matrix. Like, I know you people talk about a simulation. That's a real thing. You have an actual a program who's programming these things. Because everything we see is like quantum physics. We only see what the light reflects off our eyes. We don't see things as they are. Light bounces off of images, right? So when you look at a wall, the reason you see a wall is because the light bounces off the wall and comes back to your eye. Your retina immediately reads the code in the light. This is why it's called light codes. This is what the great Dr. Malachi York and other teachers in ancient India were speaking about, these light codes, because they, meaning Zeus, aka Satan, and the fallen, this is how they entrapped us. They put codes in the light. See, everything, this entire reality is nothing but light and vibration. I mean, you are nothing but light and vibration. Beyond that flesh, you are a spirit and a soul, and your spirit breaks down to light and vibration, or light and sound. And this is the essence of all creation. This is the essence of all creation, right? This is why in the beginning, and like they tell you, creation story, God said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Let me repeat that again. It's in the Bible. It's the beginning of Genesis. This is John, I believe. This is John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay, we have to break down what is words. Well, words are what? Words come from thoughts. So everything starts with a thought. You think it first. That's thought. Then thoughts create words. Words creates sound. Sound creates vibration. So this is why the essence of creation is light and sound. The first thing that he created was sound, was vibration. That's why they tell you in the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was vibration. Vibration came first. Then the next thing he said was what? He used vibration. Well, his words, let there be what? Light. Right? So the essence of creation is light and vibration. You get what I'm saying? So Tesla was aware of that. He was trying to use the light and vibration to open stargates. Hitler was doing the same thing. Hitler is painted as the evil guy in history. That's what I thought too. But when you dive deeper into it, Hitler was already in Antarctica with underground bases in Antarctica. He was already in tune with high vibration extraterrestrial races. And yes, the real definitely contacted him. The way they look is, it'll trip you out because they look like little worms, right? They don't look like the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians look like regular Caucasians. They white, pale skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. You wouldn't tell the difference between a Caucasian and a Pleiadian if they walked in the room. Reptilians look like us, but they have a reptilian face with reptilian skin, but they shapeshift. So a lot of times when they move amongst us in society, they shapeshift into Caucasians, so you wouldn't know them. Whereas the real, they look like little worms. Like, imagine little maggots. They real little, and they normally enter through your eye socket, like where your eye, the corner of your eye between your nose and where your eye meets at the corner. Like when you get crust in your eye, sleep in your eye, and you rub it out. That's normally how the real enter. They enter through there, or they enter through your nose or through your ear. Right? That's how they like to enter. They can literally be around you in a room, and you wouldn't even know because they look like little maggots. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't even be able to tell. They can make themselves smaller or big. The real, but they are very, 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 very advanced and very, very intelligent, and you have good ones and bad ones too. So that's true. Hitler definitely was in contact with them. That's a fact.
So when you were in contact with these beings, how was that process? Is it like remote viewing? Like what exactly are you doing? I know you say meditation.
No, so I've been doing this for a long time now. It's crazy since I was in Chicago, like gangbanging and all that. I still was tapped in. I remember I stand on the block, smoke weed, and I would talk about UFOs, aliens, and my homies would be like, "Man, pass the weed, G, you high, you tripping." But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how these niggas ain't trying to get that. So the guy, me tripping, you pass, you high. But when I moved down to Atlanta, it's more I came to Atlanta, 2017, 2018. So right after I beat my attempted murder case in Cook County, I decided to get out the city because I want to do something positive with my life. So I moved down to Atlanta. And when I get to Atlanta, a shift took place within me because I was able to get more in nature, right? And I was in an environment where I wasn't forced to be looking over my shoulder 24/7. You know, where we come from, I'm not forced to be focused on the ops, right? So if I ain't focused on the ops, I ain't focused on little old I ain't focused on everybody I know, and I don't have people around me that's telling me who I can and can't be. Now I'm in a position where I can actually grow. So, you know, when I come move down to Atlanta, I'm in a position where I can grow. As I start growing and I start like meditating more, I became in tune with an ancient form of communication that was our ancient form of teaching, which was telepathy. You know, anciently the way we talk, I'm talking about the Aboriginal being, right? Because Black people, we are the name of our species is not Black people, right? That's a English word, right? The name of our or nigga, a Negro, those are Spanish words for Black. The true name of our species is Anunnaki gods, right? Anu, if a person looks into the root word of that, you could trace this back to ancient Kemet or even ancient Africa. Anu means black is a black, triple darkness. All right. Naki means supreme beings. So Anunnaki literally translates to supreme beings who were created in triple darkness because we come from the highest state of the cosmos, which we come from the heavens. We were created by Source itself, which is what they call in religion Almighty God, Jehovah, Allah. In India, they say Ishwara. In Ifa, which is our ancient Yoruba religion of ancient Africa, they say Olodumare. These are just different titles for the same sources of God, just different titles. All right. So you got to understand it. The way we communicated actually was telepathically. We didn't have words like because thoughts travel. We got to think about it logically. Thoughts are the first thing to come. Everything around you, look around your room right now, look around the world. Everything around you started as just a thought inside of a brain. A lot of times the people don't understand how powerful your thoughts really are. Your thoughts create your reality. You are the creator, destroyer of your reality through your thoughts, right? So
like your subconscious, right?
Exactly. Your thoughts, you got to think it before you even speak it. So thoughts come first. Think about how many thoughts travel through your head all day. Think about how fast the thoughts, they move fast. We wasn't using words. We wasn't using alphabets. This is a watered down version of communication. This whole using words comes from alphabets. The alphabets is the system that we gave to the human beings when the Moors, which was a subgroup of us, discovered them in the Caucasus Mountains. See, the human beings and the Pleiadians and reptilians, they entered our planet in 1492 through portals in the Caucasus Mountains. When our ancestors, some of the Moors, stumbled upon them in the Caucasus regions, they were walking on all fours like animals, the human beings. These Caucasians, right? They were walking on all fours like animals. We had to reverse engineer their genetics. So we taught them to stand upright. We taught them how to separate pipes so that they can they have to move their bowels. We taught them how to live amongst their family. We civilized them. And then they did not know how to communicate. We were so advanced 16 that we was not using the words. We was just thinking a thought. You know, thoughts travel instantly. So I might think a thought and it go right to you. You know exactly what I'm saying. We talking back and forth like that. Well, with the human beings, because they don't have a spirit and a soul, we have a spirit and a soul. This is not racist, but this is the esoteric fact. Black and Latino people, Aboriginal beings, we have a soul and a spirit. The soul is magnetism. The spirit is electricity. This is the reason why we are very creative, right? Because the soul is where your creativity comes from. This is why you can put on a beat and we catch a beat because we have creativity. Naturally, that's your soul. But if you put on a beat around like Caucasians, you'll notice that they can't really dance to the beat. They off beat. Or if you taste their food, it's bland, it's not seasoned right. That's because they are not from here. They're not connected to nature. We are able to season food so good because we're connected to nature. Season and spices are plants and spices and herbs come from the plant kingdom. And because we are one with the planet, we know what herbs to put, what to get this, that to get that season, that flavor. So this all comes back down to the soul, right? They are soulless beings, right? And now they have a spirit though. The spirit is electricity. Okay, so because they are soulless beings, they lack the proper cosmic communication tactic. They can't communicate telepathically. So what we did when we was teaching them how to walk, how to talk, how to read, how to write, right? Because we discovered them in the Caucasus Mountains. And this is why they are called Caucasians to this day, because we discovered them in the Caucasus Mountains. And they were really cavemen. It's just that when they tell the story, they make it seem like that we were all cavemen. No, they were the cavemen. And we were the ones that stumbled upon them and civilized them, not the other way around. But we were civilizing them, though, God. Since they could not communicate, they were not as advanced as us, we had to come up with a system for them to communicate. So what we did was we created what was known as the alpha beta system. All right. We were the alphas and they were the betas. And we called it the alpha beta system because this is the system that us, the alphas, are giving to you, the betas, as we try to help civilize you, integrate you. Right. So this is where you get alphabets from. Right. So you get your A through Z. Right. And then from your A through your Z, you get your sounds. So every alphabet has a sound, and sounds form words. Right. So this is how we get the words. But anciently, we wasn't using words, we used telepathy. And I mean, even to this day, you still use it. Imagine how many times 16 I give them, and everybody can relate. How many times 16 have you been sitting around some people? You think about a song or somebody sing it out loud. Or you sitting around, you think about somebody that you ain't seen in a minute. And they call you.
Man,
you know
that shit been happening so much. Like just lately, it been like, this is getting uncomfortable now. Cause I ain't even gonna say uncomfortable, but it's more so like, you know, cause I've been watching a lot of videos, I've been trying different stuff, meditating, all type of stuff. So like when my thoughts just happen like that, when it happen like right away, right after I think that shit, it kind of be like, damn, is this that? Like oh, bro, or like certain shit I do think about it manifest, it'll start happening, and I don't be knowing. I be like, shit, this shit this might be what this is, man. I don't know.
No, fast. And see, it is what it is. You know, we done did it our whole life. You know, a lot of times you think about somebody, they write you. Or you think about somebody, you see them the next day. You think about somebody, they call you. I know that too many times I'm thinking about a song and somebody else sing that motherfucker out loud. And, you know, they tell us like, oh, that's just a coincidence. So, you know, we write out, it's just a coincidence. No, it wasn't a coincidence. So,
like, when that key happening.
Yeah, telepathy is a real thing. Thoughts travel mind to mind, right? Your thoughts travel through. See, a lot of people don't understand how air works, right? You got these 4 elements that they lie to us about. You know, you got earth, you got earth, water, fire, air, and we don't even understand how they really work. But a lot of people don't know that air works just like water, right? Just like water has waves, and it's beings that live in the water, and it's beings that can travel on top of the water or under the water. It's the same thing with the air. The air has waves, right? That's where you get airwaves from, right? And you have beings that live in the air and beings that can travel on the air, like the birds. And you got beings that can travel within the air that you can't perceive, like fairies and fays and things like that, and dragons. Like these things are real, right? Like so, with your thoughts travel through the air. Every thought you think leaves your mind and travels through the air, and it goes through everybody else's mind. This is why every thought you think, not even your thought. This is why you cannot react to every thought you think. You are supposed to become an observer of your thoughts. So when you meditate or you just sit back and just monitor your thoughts one day, just sit there like, I'm gonna take 30 minutes. I'm gonna just sit here and do whatever comes to your mind. Let it come to your mind. Don't stop what's coming to your mind. Or just sit there and observe the thoughts that pass through your mind. Whatever come, let it come. But you want to observe. That's gonna connect you to understand that. Whoa, our brains are just like our minds. It's called the mental plane. Spirituality. It's called the mental plane. Right? You got all these different planes of existence. A lot of people don't know that. The mental plane is an actual plane of existence, and all of our minds is connected to that plane. So I can transmit thoughts from my mind to your mind if I'm able to tune into your frequency. Right? In frequency, this is where you get the radio from. Like the radio was made off of the way our minds work. You know how you turn the radio on, you can turn to this station, you know, you might get some jazz, you flip to this station, you might get some hip hop. Or the same thing with the TV, you know, you go to ESPN, basketball on, you flip to this TV, this on, right? Nowadays it's social media, so we don't watch TV. Now it's channels. You really got your channel, right? They call it a YouTube channel, right? You go to this channel, I'm watching 16. I go to this channel, I can catch Rashad, Jamal. I go to this channel, I can catch, you know, Big Homie CC. I go to this channel, I can catch Chief Keef music. I can catch Dirk music, like with channels. So, but what I want you to understand is you can tap into anybody's mind. And you can receive that thought. You can send thoughts and you can receive thoughts, just like a radio, just like a TV. This is why they call it channels, because just like I could be watching it, I could be on your channel 16 watching an interview that you just did. But while I'm watching your interview, King Von channel got videos on it too that somebody watching. If just because I'm watching 16 Shot'em channel don't mean that King Von channel don't exist. If I want to tune into King Von channel, I have to leave your channel and tune into his channel, right? So that's the way the mind works. Like, you can tune into anybody's mind because that's their channel that they have. And when people think thoughts, these thoughts don't just stay in their head. They travel. They travel through they travel, but that's why you can feel somebody don't like you. You can feel somebody being fake, because they might have thought this shit. They might have never said it to you, but these thoughts, they came to you. People don't understand that thoughts, the moment you think a thought, it leaves your head and travel along the airwaves that pass to other people's thoughts. And you can send these thoughts directly to a person just by focusing on that person. If you sit in meditation, try it one day. I'm giving a little secret now. I'm giving a little sauce right now. Get a sauce, fuck it came out. Try it one day, like, I hold not private classes, but I used to hold classes when I was out there, right? And I used to, when I would go live, people would think I was crazy. I would have live lectures. And people could look into this. They still on my YouTube channel, the University of Cosmic Intelligence, my YouTube channel. But I would do mass meditation 16. I would have 2,000-3,000 people on there. And I would say, hey, y'all, we finna meditate for this. We're going to all hold the same thought for just 20 minutes and see what happened. And we would hold that same thought for 20 minutes. And whatever we was thinking would happen. And I kept doing it so much that people, like, they started believing, they started seeing. I even did one where I had people come down to Georgia. People came from all over the country, about like 500 people came out. And we went to Stone Mountain, Georgia. I took them up on Stone Mountain. I said, hey, y'all, we all gonna hold the thought of a rainbow coming out. We all had the thought of a rainbow coming out. There's no rain outside 16, and a rainbow appears, because you got everybody holding the same thought. And thoughts create reality. Thoughts ain't nothing but atoms. The whole world around you, I'm finna get deeper. Everything you see ain't shit but atoms, right? And these atoms are being controlled by our thoughts. And quantum physics proves that. Science proves that. So this isn't like a Rashad, Jamal thing. Because, somebody probably listen like, that ain't crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? There's somebody listen like, oh yeah, I'm tapping in. But no, this is science. This is quantum physics. I can direct you where to go. This is quantum physics. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we create and control these atoms that make up what we perceive as walls and doors and cars and places. All these places are nothing but atoms vibrating slowly, right? So they're being held together by your willpower. Just like when you dream 16, you have a dream, you in that motherfucking dream, you seeing shit that looks so real. You ever had a dream and you can't tell the difference between when you dreaming and when you in the world, right? Because it looks so real. Well, until you wake up. Well, waking up is nothing more than you releasing your willpower from the dream. When you thinking all these thoughts, it's your willpower, 16, that is making you see this place in your dream. So basically, when you dream and your spirit leaves your body, right? And your spirit traveling all over the cosmos to different places or whatever. And then you might be like, damn, I want to be in a room with my girlfriend. So now a room appears, it's you and your girlfriend. And you in the room, you kissing her, and it just seems so real. And then the moment you say, damn, man, you know what? I need to go back to my body. You release your willpower, and that whole event environment disappears. Your girl, the bed, everything in there, and you wake up and you back here. Right? This is how deep it gets. So and it's the same thing in this reality. When you come here, you are holding all this together with your thoughts. The reason that you created your platform and stuff like that, you created those atoms. You made them atoms come together with your willpower, and it is still going because of your willpower. The moment you release your willpower, it's in that fucking thing, it'll disappear like it never happened. That's how powerful, that's how deep it gets, that's how powerful our minds is. That's what the environment that we truly live in. This is why it's a matrix, and people are not aware that they live in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? We say computer simulation, but people don't really understand just how deep that goes. Like, is nobody creating this reality with us? You are to create and destroy your reality with the thoughts you think. You know what I'm saying?
I heard like our DNA basically break down like a computer program, basically.
Exactly. You know, the brain, okay, the computers we see was made after the way that the brain works, right? This is based on the way the brain works. So when you look at a computer, for a computer to work, I know a lot of people might not know this, so I'm going to take y'all inside the computer. I'm going to break it down in hood terms. You know what I'm saying? We know the trenches in here. Shout out to the trenches. But, all right, so y'all know how a computer works and shit. Like, the way a computer processes information is because it has what's known as a CPU. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. Right? So this is the brain of the computer. It receives everything it needs to do to the CPU, and this is what makes the computer work. All right. So when you want to program a computer, how do you do it? You do it with numbers. You can't tell somebody, say you want the computer to create a program. You can't say computer create a program. It don't work like that. You have to type in numeric codes. And computer programmers know this. You have to type in numbers, right? So each number represents a symbol that the computer understands. Like this. Say you want the computer to put in Apple. All right. You're gonna type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 might represent A, 2 might represent P. Each letter will have a numerical value, right? It'll have a representation. So it might be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with each number representing the actual letter that you want the computer to grasp. And then the computer gets Apple, right? Once the computer gets Apple, it creates this Apple program, right? Well, the brain works the same way. So this is how they program us. Like when you look at objects have codes in them. So when you look at an object, okay, let's say the car. So that means we walking. We see a Cadillac truck. We're like, damn, that motherfucker hard, G. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's break that down scientifically. When we look at that Cadillac truck, in reality, we might not be looking at a Cadillac truck. What we're looking at is what the symbol that the light is reflected back to our retina. The light hits that symbol, hits that subject, and it immediately reads it. It sends a signal, a code back to the retina of your eye. Your retina, which is your eye, takes that code and passes it to your brain. Once your brain gets the code, so let's say the code, we look at the truck, the code in the truck might be 555. All right. So we look at the truck and we see 555. The code in the light from that truck comes back to our retina. Our retina doesn't see truck. Our retina sees the numbers 555. Our retina passes that to the brain. The brain gets it and immediately begins to scan its library. Your brain is like, okay, where's 555? What's 555? It's going through all this whole library in your brain looking for 555 and what it represents. Once your brain finds out what 555 represents, because that's how they coded the light. Once your brain finds out what 555 represents, it might say 555 represents Cadillac truck. All right. So once the brain says, okay, I found 555, it means Cadillac truck. The brain is now going to show your eyes the image of a Cadillac truck. The whole time, that might be an ocean. We might be looking at the goddamn ocean, but they have coded the image through the atoms. Because remember, the image that we see is named up atoms. Yeah. Atoms, electrons, protons, and neutrons. That's what everything solid is made of. That's what it breaks down to. So you're just looking at a bunch of atoms. We looking at these atoms, and these atoms say Cadillac truck, but them atoms might really be an ocean. But because they have programmed to say Cadillac truck, we looking by the time our brain receives the 555 code. If the 555 code says show them Cadillac truck, we're going to see a Cadillac truck right there. The whole time, that could be a door, that could be a cat, but we see truck based upon the codes that's in the light. So this is what is known as light code lockdown. This is how they program. So with that being said, guess what? You might not even be in your room right now. You could literally be in the middle of Africa surrounded by pyramids made of gold. But because they have programmed every object in your room to say room, bed surrounded by walls, that's what you're going to see. Because your eye only sees the light. We don't see images as what they are. We see symbols. And this is quantum physics 101. So this isn't nothing that I'm making up. I'm just explaining quantum physics to the trenches. We basically look at some shit and we see, and it's a code that is going to get in our eyes. Our eyes pass that code to our brain. Our brain scan that code. And whatever image the brain gets for that code, lion, tiger, bear, car, that's what image is going to show to our eyes. So our eyes is going to see whatever the code says. We're not really seeing what it really is. This is why they tell you the eyes are the easiest thing to fool. That's how they begin. You feel me?
So who will be the people that got that type of technology? Because I did hear something like it's people out here that like, I guess alien wouldn't be the word, but I'm saying alien. Like some people will be thinking it's an alien invasion, but the whole time it's the government, and they changing what you see because everything they playing off your senses. You know, they playing with the, like how you say, the vibrations, the frequencies, the what else? The light, everything to us, like, in front of you, you might think you see a spaceship, but you don't. Or we look up and we might think we see a sky in outer space and we don't type of time. Like who who has that technology? Are you saying is the extraterrestrials or is like humans with that too that's just keeping it secret? Because how does something like that stay so secret, you know?
Yeah, okay. So when you talk about that level of technology, you're talking about this is technology we've been using. This is how when I say your ancestors in ancient Atlantis, who created this planet. You know, a lot of black folks don't even know that shit, it's hard for us to accept that we invented anything other than the goddamn hot comb. You know what I'm saying? That's all they talk about in school and shit. Hot comb, George Washington Carver, they give us the watered down version of history. Right? A lot of us, especially coming out the hood, man, like, you know, they have it like this for a reason. It's hard for us to accept the concept. Like, if you go up to the average black folks and be like, hey, you know, your ancestors built this whole city, they might accept it. Now let's get deeper. You be like, all right, well, shit, well, you know, they created every animal in nature. They like, huh? You see what I'm saying? Also, on top of that, your ancestors made the sky. What? And they made the mountains over there. And they made them trees. I'm going to take you deeper. Your ancestors made the sun you see shining in the sky. Your ancestors made it. What? Motherfucker, mind blew. And your ancestors made this planet. Not just this planet, every planet in the galaxy. And they made the galaxies, the universes, the multiverse. Shit, they even made the heavens. That type of information right there, God, is everybody ain't ready for. But in reality, that's the truth. Your ancestors did that. So this technology with cold and the light, it's been around. It's just that when they came, these humans and these aliens, the ones, let's just say Satan, let's call it when Satan and his kingdom came, so nobody's confused. When they came to this planet and they went to war with us and they conquered us, they just took the ancient technology and used it for evil. That's all it is. So when you talk about like light code, if you go listen to a lot of Dr. York, he spoke a lot about light code. Right. We are under what's called light code lockdown because everything around you, remember, the essence of creation is what? Light and vibration. We got to get to the essence of this shit. Everything around you see breaks down to light and vibration. Right? You look at us, we have a body. But that body is what made of what? A soul and a spirit. But now what is that soul and that spirit? What is your soul? A lot of us know we got a soul and a spirit, but what is your soul and spirit made of? Your soul and spirit is made of cosmic light and vibration, right? Or cosmic light and sound, right? Okay. Now, what is that cosmic light made of? That cosmic light is made of cosmic light rays. Like the sun has rays, cosmic light rays. What are those cosmic light rays made of? Those cosmic light rays are made of vibration. What is that?
Can you measure that?
You said what?
Can you measure that?
You can measure it all. We had a system of measurement anciently called COLLABS, KALAS, right? And I know nobody is aware of this, but anciently we didn't have time, right? Time is a man-made time is a man-made, is a spell created by the Arcturian race. The Arcturians is another extraterrestrial race that is also here helping the Pleiades, right? But before they had time, which makes you believe in death and life, which makes you believe you grow old and then you believe in life and death and then it ends here. That's the whole purpose of time. We never had time. We had energy cycles, right? Because if you look at time, time is an illusion. Right now, like I said 4 or 5 years ago, I always ask people, if time is real, tell me the 8th day. They say we got 365 days in a year, but they never named more than 7 days. They only gave us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And after that, we back to Monday. So we can't say it's 365 days in a year, but you only named 7 of the motherfuckers. Because I can't do that with money. If I owed you $100, I use this all the time with everybody I say. The same example. If you say, hey, Rashad, you owe me $500, but you owe me $100. I can't pull out $5 bills and I can't pull out $5 and count it 20 times and say, here go your money, that's $100. You gonna say, stop playing with me, bro. You want your whole $100. You know what I'm saying? If I owed you $200, I can't pull out five $20 bills, count 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, flip it over, they go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, they go 200 and give it to you. You're like, bro, how you gonna count the same money over and over again? That's the same 20 now, nigga. You $100 short, right? So why are we doing that with time? We go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we still walking around believing it's 365 days in a goddamn year, right? Because these white folks, these people that created the Gregorian calendar, we are under the Gregorian calendar right now. I want people that's listening to do their research. It's called the Gregorian calendar. This calendar that we clock time on right now in this society is the Gregorian calendar. Well, that calendar, when the Pope and them started that, Constantine and them started that they set time back 8 years anyway. So technically, whatever age you is right now, you're technically 8 years younger than that. Because when they started the Gregorian calendar, they set time back. And you can research this. Now we on the Gregorian calendar. So on the Gregorian, if I ask you right now, 16, how old you gonna tell me, you might say I'm 25. Let's just say I'm 25. But that's based off the Gregorian calendar. If we go, there's so many different calendars. If we go to the Mayan calendar, you're gonna be a different age. The Chinese calendar, you're gonna be a different age. The Egyptian calendar, you're gonna be a different age. It's so many different calendars, right? So this is how you know time isn't like a finite thing. It's not real. So anciently we had energy cycles. We didn't have minutes, seconds, hours, days. We just tracked the energy of the sun. And when we moved into a new energy cycle was spring. So when spring comes, it's technically the real new year, right? We always trace the sun. And within the sun, we trace something known as COLLABS. That's the measurement of black atoms within the sun, because the sun is composed of black atoms, right? So you can measure all these things. You definitely can measure these things, but they're not going to give us the true measurements in school. They don't even tell us all the elements on the periodic table. You see what I'm saying? They don't even mention the black atom. They only mention atoms. And then they give us watered down science. They give us a little biology, but they don't give us real biology. You know, they tell you about DNA. They don't even tell you that we as black people and Latino people and Aboriginal people, we don't have DNA. Animals have DNA. Only Caucasians and animals have DNA. We have DEA, deoxyribonucleic acid. But in biology class, they don't tell us that. Right? They lie to us about our history because they get us believing we all one human race. In biology class, they tell us that the sun gives us cancer. Don't stay in the sun too long, it gives you cancer. Get your suntan lotion, but that's a lie. The sun doesn't give us cancer as Aboriginal beings. The sun strengthens us. It strengthens the plants. It strengthens the animals, the water. Everything on the planet gets stronger from the sun, gets their life source from the sun. We give life to the sun, and the sun gives life to us. The only beings on this planet that the sun gives is the Caucasian race. They can't take the sun because they're not from this planet. Right? They can't take the sun because they're not from this planet. But in biology class, they're not going to tell us that. Right? You see what I'm saying? So they give us watered down science, biology, watered down chemistry, watered down quantum physics. They don't even teach about metaphysics and shit like that. You know, we get to talk about shit like we talk about this metaphysics right now. They don't teach you that in school. They don't want you to know. They don't want us to know no shit like that. But yeah, you can definitely measure these things, those 16.
So I had seen you posted a list. Basically, I forgot how many people, but it looked like you had like a hit list or something like that, man. So I want to ask you about a couple of the names on the list that I was familiar with, starting with Big Homie CC. You know, I just did an interview with him, and I had asked him about you because I figured, like, you know, a lot of stuff he's talking about, I seen you talking about similar things or the same things. So I was like, I'm thinking like, all right, let me ask him about Rashad Jamal. See, I'm thinking y'all might already know each other, rock with each other. And, you know, he ain't really had nothing positive to say. So I'm assuming that's what made you put him on the list.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that, right? Because, you know, I don't really have no access to the internet or nothing like that, but I have my team post everything for me. And when I talk to them through letters on jail phones, you know, they let me know what's going on. So, you know, they had seen it. And, you know, because they, you know, they keep that, you know, they have a big support system out there, right? So you really can't say too much about me that's not gonna get back to me through somebody around me on my team. So yeah, you know, and I rock with you, you know, like family. So, you know, they told me what he said, you know, and you just asked about me. He was like, you know, I don't listen to no nigga that got pedophile charges. Personally, when I heard that, because it's crazy because before I was even aware of him saying that, his name hadn't come across my desk. Like, anybody that's trying to speak out against oppression, anybody that's trying to raise the frequency or do something positive on the planet, because that's what I'm on, that's what I'm aligned with, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to spread unity and stuff like that. I meditate 8 to 9 to 10 hours a day. I've been on 24-hour lockdown for 4 years straight, castigated in America for speaking truth, castigated for trying to bring people together, regardless of their pigmentation, regardless of their religious belief, their sexual preference. I don't care about any of that. That's all materialistic things. All I see is the spirit and the soul. So by me trying to unite spirits and souls, right, regardless of what you come from, I don't judge. I come from gangbang. I used to be a gang leader for the Gangster Disciples in jail. That's well documented in Cook County Jail. You know what I'm saying? I come from that gang banging, robbing, being strung out on X people. So who am I to judge? Now that I remember who I am and I'm on my spiritual journey, I reach back for my people because I didn't know what I know back then. If I'd known that then, I would have took to the streets, right? So I reach back to my people. So because I do those type of things and I meditate deeply, I'm in tune. Like I say, I'm in tune with high spiritual frequency. Sometimes it don't have to be a person; it'll just come to me through meditation. But they're a person that's trying to do something righteous. So his name had been coming across my desk spiritually and physically the last maybe 4 or 5 months. So I ended up having my team reach out to him. And I said, hey, man, I respect you. I respect what you're doing because everything he's talking about is subject matter that I've already spoken about. And he ain't told no lies. He's talking about the UFOs, the reptilians, the content he's speaking about. That's diehard facts, right? But it's people that don't want that information out. And those people are our enemy. These are the oppressors. These oppressors is just another name for Satan and his kingdom, right? But on a physical level, we might say oppressors. But on a spiritual level, that's Satan and his kingdom. And it's imperative that everybody know this. Okay, so I hear about him doing positive things, 16. So I'm gonna try to align with that frequency. You know, and so when I had my team reach out to him, he reached back. He like, man, cool, let's get it, let's work. I'm like that. I follow him. I had my team follow him. He followed me back. I think like a day or two go by. It might have been a day. It might have been like a day or two. I told my team, I said, whenever y'all see him post, start commenting, engaging with his content. So my team ended up like liking one of his posts. And they commented on my behalf, peace, God. And somebody that followed me singing it, and they commented like, man, what you fucking with this nigga for? He's talking shit about you. So my team singing it, and they brought it to me. I'm like, man, I spoke up for Big Homie. I said, man, no, I just talked to God. I just talked to God on my behalf. That's a good brother. He doing positive things. I told him he had my 100% of my support. You know, I got a huge support system. He got my support system. I'm behind him. We in the same fight. I said, man, that brother ain't saying nothing bad about me. This is what I say, 16. Man, that brother ain't saying nothing bad about me. I'm not finna fall for that to conquer, divide shit. I'm on some real pushing piece shit, right? So they're like, no, you gotta see the clip. We seen the clip. So they end up sending the clip. Yeah, I felt like a clown. 16, like, damn, I just talked to this man, had my people reach out to this man and follow this man. He ain't said nothing. He already did the interview. Now keep in mind, 16, he already went on your platform and did anything. So when I had my team reach out right away, she just said, hey, bro, I don't mess with you. I don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I was just speaking about you, and I'm going to respect it, right? But he didn't do it. He played like nigga cool. So once I find out, I had my team hit him back. They sent the clip, the exact clip. Like, step right to him. Hey, bro, what's this about? We just chopped it up the other day. You could have told me you been felt like that. And I got DM receipts and all that, and you need that shit. You know, I ain't gonna do no line. So he responded back like, I don't know what you're talking about. What? How the fuck you don't know what I'm talking about? You literally just get asked, Rashad, Jamal, you ain't even let little bro get my full name out your mouth. You 16, he was like, hey, so Rashad, Jamal, oh no, man, I don't need fuck. You know what? You might have been finna say the same shit. You say he let you finish. You might have said Rashad, Jamal, you don't know that nigga. He knows some fake shit. I fuck with you, big homie. He ain't let you finish it. As soon as you get Rashad, well, you can finish Jamal. I don't fuck that nigga. I don't fuck with that nigga pedophile charge. So for me, I'm like, I step into him like God, like the man he is. Like, first off, I fully understand why you don't support nobody with pedophile charges. I don't support nobody with sex charges. You know what I'm saying? I'm a strong advocate against rape, molestation. I'm an advocate against anything that is against black folks and against righteousness in general. Now, I was literally just out here going against the government. There are no bigger rapists than the government. There are no bigger sex offenders than the government. The government hasn't raped. Nobody on this planet has raped more people, molested more people, robbed more people, or murdered more of our people than America. Right? So I'm firmly against this. I spoke out against this and was sent to jail for speaking out. Now, history shows all through history, 16, that people that have came and stood against oppression, that have stood against righteousness, have been consistently attacked. We can go all the way back to Jesus. Jesus was attacked because he was telling people, and I quote, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. These are Jesus' words. These are Jesus' words, right? He literally was called an evil priest. He literally was hunted down by the Roman Catholic Church because he spoke out against the Sadducees and the Pharisees. He couldn't even go home. He said himself, a prophet is honored everywhere except his hometown, amongst his family, and in his own household. Let me repeat that again. These are Jesus' words, not Rashad Jamal. They go read the gospel. Jesus, a.k.a. Yahshua, said, for a prophet is respected everywhere except for his hometown, amongst his family, and within his own home. So they let you know his family, his friends, people wasn't fucking with him.
They like, nigga, I know you, man. You ain't no prophet. That's probably how they look at
it. Right. But listen though, you feel me? Like everybody was against him when he walked the planet 16. Like he only had 12 people fucking with him. Let's break this down to hood terms. Like he only had 12 people fucking with him. Now let's think about how great we look at Jesus now, today, right? Yeah. When he walked the earth, nobody was fucking with him. Why? Because his truth was going against the society norms of the time. And he was attacked and sent to jail for that and sentenced to death. Not, they ain't give no years like they did me and other greats. They sentenced him right to death because he was the truth. Okay. You can break down to Daniel and the Lion's Den. We ain't got to go to the prophets. We can break down to modern day activists. Marcus Garvey, who started the first black newspaper in the country in the 20s, he was shot at. There, they tried to assassinate him and jail and then exiled out of America for waking up the people. We can behind him, you get Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali was sent to prison and then assassinated after he got out of prison because he started the War Science Temple of America, speaking out against the normal sort, against these oppressors. Right? You can go down after him. You get Rabbi Matthews, and you go down to him. After him, you get Elijah Muhammad. W.D. Farad. W.D. Farad is the founder of the Nation of Islam. He was assassinated. That's how Elijah Muhammad became in play. You go to Elijah Muhammad. As soon as he got in play over the nation, they gave him 5 years, and he did 5 years in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, for tax evasion. That man ain't evading no tax. They just locked the man up because he was too powerful. Then they put pedophile charges on Elijah Muhammad. They said Elijah Muhammad impregnated over 9 girls in the Nation of Islam. Wasn't true. Right then, under him, you get Dr. York and Malcolm X. Look at Malcolm X. He was assassinated for speaking truth. All right. Look at Martin Luther King. How many times did Martin Luther King go to jail before he was assassinated for spreading truth? Look at all your Black Panthers. All of them are political prisoners today. Look at Angela Davis, who came and spoke out. She was sent to prison for speaking truth and framed. Right. Then look at Dr. York. This man, Dr. York, comes, and that's another thing why I put Big Homie on the list. Not only did you disrespect me, but you disrespect the great Dr. Malachi Z. York, and he has already left this realm. No, a lot of people don't know that, but Dr. York isn't here anymore. They're not going to tell the people that Dr. York left his body long years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to speak up for Dr. York. I'm going to speak up for myself, and I'm going to speak up for all the martyrs, man, that came before me. I respect those that came before me, 16, and I respect those that come after me that's fighting against oppression. So all through history, Dr. York is another one who was framed, and they said that he molested all these children. Why? Because this man was building pyramids. He had his own land with thousands of Black families living on it that he was feeding, taking care of these kids, educating them. Dr. York had his own paramilitary, God. You know what I'm saying? This Black brother had his own millions, God, and all these celebrities was fucking with Dr. York. Jay-Z, all of them. So you can research this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then what they do, they say he molest all these kids just that we can lock the man up. Meanwhile, if you look at the media, they're going to say he's a pedophile. But if you look at the people that live with him and you talk to them, none of them said that. None of them. That's how they cooked him up. They did Kobe Bryant the same way. When Kobe Bryant was doing his thing and he didn't want to sell all the way out, they put a rape charge on him. We forget about that, but we still say Kobe Bryant the greatest who ever played the game. Niggas forget. Pop was the main nigga speaking out against people selling their soul. He been Illuminati. Illuminati all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shotty. Feel me? When we didn't even know what Illuminati was. Yeah. We didn't hear about Illuminati in 2010. Pop was hollering that shit back in 96. That's what Illuminati was about. Kill the Illuminati. We forgot that they put a sex case on Pop. You think Pop raped her? No, you feel me? Put a sex case on Pop too. Then kill him when he got out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dr. Sebi. They kicked Dr. Sebi out of America, locked him up, gave him 10 years, and then exiled him out of America just because he had the cure for AIDS. I can go, Nipsey Hussle was assassinated at 16 because he was trying to keep Dr. Sebi's message going. I can go on and on all throughout history. How many of us have came and stood against oppression and was sent to prison or assassinated? And if they don't assassinate you, they assassinate your character. Now, why would they use a sex case on me or certain of us? Because guess what? If they would have came and put a drug case on me, I'm from the streets. I got my majority of my audience come out the streets. You see what I'm saying? So the streets ain't gonna turn it back on me over no goddamn robbery. The streets ain't gonna turn it back on me if you lie and say I shot somebody. So we need to, and my message so strong, 16, I have a huge following. So like, how can we get these people to not listen to this truth this young Black God is saying? I'm a high school dropout, 16. So how the fuck does nigga drop out of high school, but he has more information about metaphysics and quantum physics than our scientists? He teaching people about planets and shit that we don't even know about. He making our school system look bad. Remember my message 16? I was telling people, take your kids out of school, homeschool. You don't need to put them in school. The school out of us. I'm a high school dropout. Look how smart I am. You can teach them about this shit. Hey, y'all start our own businesses. We don't need to work for them. We can start our own businesses and take this shit back to Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? I got my own businesses and I'm homeschooling my kids. And I was out there giving back to the community. There's videos of me passing out $1,000 every month. I did this online and in the communities. You know what I'm saying? So I represent the message I was preaching 16. So in order for us to make people question Rashad Jamal, we have to come with something where the Black community will turn against him. What can we do? Oh, let's do a sex case. Because if we say he raped somebody or molested somebody, we gonna get all them Black women to turn against him. And definitely Black folks ain't gonna fuck with him. So we gonna put that on him. And they're gonna run with the narrative and believe it because we're saying it. They're gonna question his character. When somebody put an allegation on you, it don't matter whether they sex allegation. You know, this is saying it's just the streets, it's life. If somebody say you did something, a rumor, it's hard to shake that rumor, man. Because everybody ain't real. Some people gonna be like, I don't know if he did it, but you gonna have some people like, man, that nigga did that shit. Without even looking into it. So luckily for me, my following has continued to grow. My supporters continue to strengthen because there's a lot of people that can see past the bullshit. You got people like Bo Dill that seen my Black fight, that seen my case. You got people that came to my trial. You got people that watched them folks play nothing but social media clips in my trial. You see what I'm saying? There's so many details to my case. You feel me? You got people that know this, so they still support me. They see what I stood for. They see what I was doing. You know, when I ran the Street 16, we come from the trenches. I'm from the Cabrini Green area. I'm from 1100. I'm from the same area Polo G from. My mama born and raised in Cabrini Green Projects. We come out of 1100 Division and Oak, same area. You know what I'm saying? When the worst we doing in our streets, and we from the same city, 16, keep it real. You don't hear about us. In the rap, we not catching no molestation charges. Nigga, we catching armed robberies, attempt murders, shit like that. Drug cases. The worst is gonna get with us is domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? And
that type of shit frowned upon for real. Like, not saying it's just like non-existent, but you know,
you feel like what we, let's be real, 16, where we come from in the county, just be real, you going to county jail. Nigga ain't in that bitch for no molestation charges, man. Niggas in that bitch for everything but that. Nigga damn ain't even that bitch for no damn rape because our city's so violent that if a nigga in the streets, we thugging, we gangbanging, we robbing, and we selling drugs. We not out here touching no kids. Why? Because we don't believe in no police. We ain't calling the police. If a nigga touch my door, he tell me to call the police, I'm gonna come slide and blow your shit out your top. Same thing with me. If I touch a nigga door in the rap, they finna come kill a nigga. It's finna be a whole war behind some shit. We not getting no police involved. So with niggas that we not even playing the game. Them white people crimes, them old white men crimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy 16 because before I started speaking out, I never had this on my name. I've been in jail for my whole background. There's attempt murders on my shit, armed robberies and shit like that. Drug case. That's what's on my background. So when a person want to say, oh, he locked up for that, I want a person to put this to it. How the fuck my whole life I've been locked up for violent charges. Then the moment I started to fix my life around 16 and do the right thing with my life, I leave the gangbanger behind. I leave the armed robberies behind. I moved to Atlanta, changed my life around. Now I'm on some pro-Black shit. Now I'm on some unity shit. You see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, I'm a sex offender. Now at 33, which is when I caught my case, now I decide to touch a child allegedly. That don't even fit my MO. If you come out the streets, if a nigga known to go to jail for something, he gonna go to jail for that same shit every time. If a nigga killer, every time he going to jail, he going down for some bodies. If a nigga like to rob niggas, every time he go to jail, you know, he done rob. If a nigga like to keep them pipes, every time he go to jail, how you think we got armor-bitral? Because a nigga got caught 3 times. That's just normal street shit. You gotta keep in mind too, bro. When I get locked up, nigga, I'm a self-made millionaire. Everybody know I got my own bag, 5 businesses. I practice polygamy. I got a beautiful wife, got beautiful wives. I got beautiful goddesses and women follow me. Motherfucker pushing me all day. Then I'm GD. Even though I retired from that, I practice real laws and policies. Well, the guys will get a nigga smooth together for some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Bo Deal, that's my blood, like a blood brother to me. Like, he wouldn't even stand behind me on no shit like that. My mama, is real street. She come out there real street. My mama will kill me herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just come from a different environment. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's not like you say that shit. Fuck around down, but that shit non-existent. We don't hear about that shit among nobody in our community in the city, bro. So at the end of the day, it's obvious that, and look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing. Look at how many attacks was made on my life before they put that case on me. And then look at how the media, after that case ain't worked, then they start calling me a cult leader. Then they start saying I'm responsible. Like right now, last year they said this, well, not last year, but 2024, they say 6 people went missing in Missouri, and I'm the reason they missing. And I'm a cult leader. But I've been locked up at that time almost 2 years, and I don't know the people. So how the fuck am I responsible for 6 adults missing? They talking about, well, because they was listening to Rashad Jamal videos. They weren't listening to my videos, because on none of my videos say do no crazy shit. And the story don't even say they did no crazy shit. The story was just that they missed it. Right? So, but even if, how is you connecting that to me just because they watch me? Y'all don't do that with us. 16, if you got your drug case right now and you go in court, you can't tell the judge, well, I was listening to Young G's. I was listening to Boss Man D-Lo, so I moved these chickens. The judge will say, well, take your dumb ass to yourself for listening to Boss Man D-Lo. They not going to say, well, they're not going to say, what, 16, you're right, we're going to let you go. It's Boss Man D-Lo's fault. The 16 shot him out selling drugs.
Nah, I read the comments on one of them videos where it says somebody, I don't know, I forgot if that was with you or Malachi York. Somebody said somebody took a sword and cut their mama head off or some shit.
That was me.
I read the comments on it, and I ain't gonna lie, it looked like an attack. Just from the way it was set up, like it looked like an attack. Cause I seen how it was, and then I seen like the people that's defending you type shit. And
that was another one. Like, okay, that's I'm glad you did your research. Okay, so before they put that case on me, I would get, when I started teaching like the same thing big homie doing now and 607, this is what I've been doing 2019. I was the biggest until I got arrested. You know what I'm saying? I got arrested. But before I got arrested, bro, I would get phone calls. They would be like, if you keep talking, we're gonna kill you. And they hang up. I would get emails. I would get death threats, phone calls, emails. I would go live and let everybody know people trying to kill me for telling y'all this shit, but I ain't gonna stop. I used to game hang in the streets. If I wasn't scared to die in the rack every night for less, I'm not gonna be scared to lose my life for doing the right thing. I consider myself game hanging for God now, 16. I'm not game banging in the streets no more. I'm game banging for God now because I know who the real ops is. I know who the real enemy is. So I'm on it with the real enemy. And that's what I was on out here. I was out here having real standoff with the police. You can pull all this shit on video, get into it with 12, I'm getting into all this shit, right? So at the end of the day, I'm getting phone calls, I'm getting emails, but I'm still teaching. And I study history. I know they did this to Malcolm and Martin. They would send death threats and stuff through phone calls and shit like that. So I ain't intimidated by that. Then out of nowhere, 16, an article come across from Fox News. They like, so a dude cut his mama head off with a samurai sword, and it's Rashad Jamal fault. I'm talking about, bro, I'm watching this shit on the news. It's in Alabama. Because I got family in Alabama, so they called me like, you on the news in Alabama? But the motherfucking part of the fucking story went all around the world, though. So I'm watching this shit, bro. The fucking dad, the boy who killed his mom, his daddy on the news, 16. He literally said out his mouth, he said, yeah, my son was watching Rashad Jamal. This Rashad Jamal fault. He watching this guy on TikTok named Rashad Jamal. And I'm looking like, this is nothing but a propaganda attack. Because first off, I don't even believe that young boy killed his mom. I know how they make up shit in the media. Second off, there's no way you're going to say he listened to Rashad's mom and he went and cut his mama head off.
I don't remember no video. I ain't seen all your videos, but I think I would have seen that one.
You feel me? Like, bro, I ain't never told nobody to kill their mama, bro. I love my mama. Like, what the fuck? First off, I'm against evil. So for me to tell somebody to do something like that, that's evil. You know what I'm saying? But when they put the article out, bro, I already knew what it was. I know how America works. It's called COINTELPRO. It's called propaganda. It's called disinformation, where they get this, they'll create a disinformation campaign because they control all the media outlets. They start tearing your character down, and people believe anything they see in the media. People don't question, so they'll believe it. So when I see them, I'm like, oh, whatever. Man, about 8 months later, that's when they put the case on me. You know what I'm saying? They came out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden, I go to drop me and my baby mom was beefing already for like a year. You know what I'm saying? And one day I go to pick my son up. I give her $2,000. She said, I keep the little nigga for a week. She called me 3 hours later, I'll bring him back. I'm not, of course, it's going to be an argument, God. You know, I'm arguing with her. Like, I'm not bringing him back. I just got him. I ain't seen my son in a whole year because you mad. She vindictive, bro. My baby mama's vindictive. You know how I go. We come out the hood, bro. You get the vindictive ones. They don't want to see your kid. Use the baby against you. You can't see him like she's trying to give me some dick. All that crazy shit. That's how my baby mama is. So, you know, one day she called out the blue, like, you can come get him. My mama in town. Yeah. So I go to get him with my mom and my wife and my daughter, bro. Give her $2,000. My baby mama go get back to the crib. Now she's talking about bringing him back. I mean, you got me fucked up. You'll get his ass in a week. You said I'll get him for a week. I just gave you $2,000. And everybody already seen this. I got the receipts for that too. All this shit is online. I already in my video. So next thing you know, she talking about if you don't bring him back, I'm gonna call the police, say you kidnapped him. why would you do that? Knowing I'm a black activist. So the next day, I get a call from the police. They talking about bring my son back, or they gonna charge me with kidnapping me and my mom and my wife. Now, I live in Atlanta. Down here in Atlanta, a kidnapping is 25 years to life. So, me and my mom on the phone with the police, like, she trying to tell the police, like, we just picked him up yesterday. His baby mama is vindictive. We just picked my grandson up yesterday. The police are racist. They ain't trying to hear shit. Bring him back, or we're going to charge y'all with kidnapping. I'm like, that kidnapping? Y'all ain't even going to try to look into if a nigga the father. Y'all don't care about me giving her 2 racks or nothing. This is the thing, 16. What kidnapper for the ass of the phone for 12? What the fuck? If I didn't kidnap this little nigga, I'm not gonna be on the phone with 12 talking to y'all about shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we dropped my son off. Next thing you know, my baby mama wanted them to charge me with kidnapping, but they told her they wouldn't do it because I dropped them off. My mama said, don't worry about it, man. We can go to court and get him. My baby mama knew that. She knew I was going to go to court and get full custody of my son. So what she do? She teamed up with 12 and put the case on me. When 12 went to look up who I was, and I'm doing all this fuck America shit, I'm talking this hard land and all this shit I be doing and trying to bring us back together. They don't like niggas that talk like that. But there we go. They called her, they bosses up. We got him. We been wanting that nigga. We just put an article out on him. Now we got to really go get him. So we gonna just cook everything up, boom. And that's how it went, bro. All the way to even when I got locked up 16, I didn't have a bond. I had top lawyers in Atlanta, and every lawyer told me I've never seen nobody not get a bond for this charge. This ain't no fucking murder, nigga. And the crazy thing is in Atlanta, they'll give you a murder. They'll give you a bond for a murder in Atlanta.
Yeah.
In Fulton County. Chicago will too, but it's a lot harder. But in Atlanta, you get a murder, you walking out that bitch. So they're not gonna give you a no bond. I had a no bond on a sex allegation. And the crazy thing, 16, I spent all that time isolation, go to trial, no evidence. Her older daughter testified that I ain't never did nothing. You feel me? My baby mama got caught lying. She had two open felony cases with the same district attorney, bro, for theft. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, bro. All that shit was in my favor, bro. And they only said guilty because of who I am, bro. They weren't gonna let me walk about that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted to put this on my name. They wanted people to turn their back on me. They want people to look at me like he's a child molester. So now you don't even listen to the message about me. Listen to that pedophile out nigga. But I got this to say. This question all started about why I put him on the list. It's because I can see somebody that's not fighting against the system, believing that dumb shit. But if you're going to stand out here and be a black leader and call yourself fighting for us and call yourself spread truth, which is what you're doing, and you talk about reptilians and you exposing all this shit, you do know that you are exposing our enemy, right? So if you're exposing our enemy, that means me and Big Homie should be on the same side. How can we be on the same side but you not know history? A person like me should get the benefit of the doubt because of what I was already doing and what I stood for. Then you should look into my actual facts of my case, not what the media said. Look into the facts of my case. Then talk to the people that's actually still supporting me. Ask yourself, why is there still billions of people supporting him? I've gotten bigger, 16, while I've been arrested, while I've been away than when I was out there. You know what I'm saying? Why is there so many people supporting him? Why is so many real ones supporting him still? If he molested this child, send me your paperwork, God. He could have said, hey, 16, you know him, man. Ask him to send me the paperwork. Let me look. I got the paperwork. Look at my paperwork. Look at my motion for that I won. Look at all that. Look at the truth. You know what I'm saying? And then look at what I was doing. And then look at history. And then right there, you'll know why I got locked up. And then look at how they treated me while I've been locked up. Look at how they treated me while I've been locked up. You know what I'm saying? I've been on 24-hour lockdown 4 years straight. And this ain't got nothing to do with Georgia. This comes from the big dogs. They told Georgia to do this to me, to lock me down like that. And it ain't because I got a case to keep me safe. That's bullshit, man. I'm the only person with an alleged sex case in the state of Georgia on 24-hour lockdown. Meanwhile, 16, you got niggas with 2, 3, 4 bodies, 3 rapes and 3 murders. They walking all around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So why can't I move around? Because I'm a threat. They fear my influence. They fear my voice. They fear my intelligence. They know what I stand for. So then you got to think. The further add on to it, they seen it incarcerated me on them charges at work. Oh, these people still fucking with him. Them 16 shot him even interviewed this nigga. They still said his name. Shit, he's still going. People, what the fuck? Dang, we got to put something else on. We got to put something else on. So that's when they came with the code. Then I became bro, I never heard I was a code leader until after I got convicted. I said, 16. USA Today put out an article saying that I'm lying about Black history. I'm just a dude on YouTube. I'm supposed to be the weird dude on YouTube with the crystals. So why does what Rashad Jamal say, the little ex-gang member / child molester,
why they feel the need to address
it? Why? Y'all already control everything. So why is what I'm saying bothering y'all to the point where y'all get USA Today. This is mainstream media articles calling me saying that Rashad Jamal is lying about the transatlantic slave trade. The Breakfast Club mentioned me, Rashad Jamal, the cult leader. Fox mentioned me, cult leader. NBC News, cult leader. The New York Post, cult leader. People's Magazine is putting out a fucking documentary on me in 2-3 months on HBO Max about cult leaders and online. Why is all this being done to just a person with a little YouTube channel? This should be an ex-gang member, a high school dropout, an ex-drug dealer, and a fucking child molester. That's a whole lot of attention to be given somebody that's supposed to be all of that. You know what I'm saying? They not 16. They're not handling me like I got the test game. Nigga, they handling me like I'm Saddam Hussein.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if a person just got their third eye open, that's enough. I don't want nobody to believe me. Don't believe me. I'm just saying, do your research. So for Big Homie to do all that, that's clown shit. Like, you don't come on no platform and speak on my brand like that. If you have a brand and you don't know what you're speaking on, at least do your research because you're becoming the leader out here. And just like they came after me, they'll come after you. They'll come after him. You know what I'm saying? And when they come after him, they might not come after him the way they came after me, but you better know they're going to come. So this is why we should unite. This is why I started the Push the Peace shit way back in 2021. Before everybody jumped on Push the Peace, I started that too. I don't give no credit for none of that. They give all that to J-Man. And I ain't hating on him. I don't know the man. I never met the man, but I know this. That nigga fraud. And I would tell him that to his face. And the reason I would say that is because...
You say he a fraud?
Man, fraud. Where was you in 2019, 2020, 2021? FYBJ, man, when Rashad Jamal was out here pushing peace. He don't even know where it came from. Pushing peace was started, and I got receipts on that. You can pull it up too. You can see the video. I got the video I put out called Pushing Peace, and listen to the video. I talk about it. And we ain't doing no pushing peace. The whole lingo and how it said it come from me, and I can tell you where I got it from. If you look at my music, all my music I do is I take hot songs and I flip them, and I put my message in the music, a positive message. So at the time, Gunna had Pushing P out, Pushing P. And I'm like, nah, I want to remix that. But nah, we ain't pushing P, we pushing peace. Now, why would I say peace? Well, I would say peace because if you go look at every lecture I've been putting out since 2019, how do I start every lecture? Peace to the gods and goddesses from planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. So peace is an acronym for positive energy always creates elevation. So that's why when I remixed the song, I said pushing peace, but I still got my peace. That's on me. Yeah, you know I'm pushing peace. Yeah, I'm a G-O-D. Then I start rapping. That's how you get Pushing Peace. And then I even recorded the shit on the Zay, on Off the Block. I fuck with the Zay. Shout out to the Zay, man. The Zay know that too. I recorded it on Off the Block. He still got the footage, but then I got locked up 2 weeks later. Damn. And then that's like a year later, I hear everybody saying Pushing Peace, which I'm cool with because I want the message to spread. I want to spread. But at the same time, when I got to seeing DJ Academics and people, FYBJ Bang Pushing Peace movement, I'm like, whoa. Now let's put some credit and some respect on this shit. I'm locked up and niggas trying to forget about a nigga. But hold on, I created that. Now I got receipts on this now. You know what I'm saying? I created that terminology. Now, am I the first one to try to create a peace movement? No. You had Duck doing the Chicago Legends before me. You had Bo Deal with the 2020 Vision campaign before me. Back in the day when I was a shorty, you always had them ceasefire movements. You had many movements. I'm not taking no credit and saying I'm the only one to create a peace movement. No. But the terminology of pushing peace, that's all Rashad Jamal got. I hear Finesse 2 times saying it, academics saying it, everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it. And niggas ain't paying homage to the nigga who said that. I've been out here on that vibration. In 2021, he was still dissing the BDs. When I was telling the BDs to come together, I was getting into it with Memo 600 and all them. I fuck with Memo, shout out to him too. But we had bumped heads back then because I'm telling little bro, man, fuck all that gangbanging shit. Let's come together. I was telling him to tell Dirk to stop dissing in the songs because he's going to end up in the feds. All this shit is documented on lives that can be pulled back up. I got all this shit can be pulled up in live time. But when I was saying that 16, guess what everybody, you hating on dude. You hating on me. I'm not hating on him. I'm trying to prevent a nigga from going to the feds. I'm trying to, and what happened? What happened? Showing up, just like I predicted it, that's how it played out. And right by time Dirk, for example, got the peeping what I was trying to get him and all them to see back then, because I was big back then. They seen what I was saying. They was hitting up Bo. Bo was hitting me like, man. People hit me from OT up and them saying like, man, you know what's your little brother on? Because they know Bo my brother. So they know what's your little brother on. Like Bo telling me, like, that's my brother. Y'all ain't gonna do shit to him type shit. He fuck with them. I'm like, I ain't on no bullshit with them. I'm trying to get us to come together on some peace shit. So then I get locked up. Then, a year later, I hit all my life. I'm like, okay, bet. Then I PP get on his shit, take his shahada. Now he on his Muslim shit. So once he get on his Muslim shit, the feds come cook him up. They cook Lil Durk up. I can tell anybody, Lil Durk cooked up. The shit they putting on him, that man ain't got nothing to do with that. Now he got shit to do with other shit that I'm not gonna speak on. But I'm saying with these people cooking up on him and putting on him, bro, that's them people fucking with him because they know Lil Durk is influential and he's a black disciple. And the fact he started linking with the gangster disciples, and now that he's doing that, he's trying to bring them together, and he's a Muslim. Now he's gonna use his influence to do the will of Allah, to do something righteous, and they ain't like that. Notice how as soon as he threw that concert, and the one time Dirk out of his whole career finally decided to try to pay homage to the other side to heal this shit in the city, they come grab him. You think they can't grab Dirk for some bodies, man? They know what the fuck we be doing in these streets. They don't care about no more. They want us killing each other. They want us. They made so much money off the war in Iraq. After DJ, I don't respect them, bro, because I watched too many of them make millions off of us losing our homies off of our real struggle. I respect you. You from this shit. We from the city. You know I ain't told no lies, bro. So I don't even be knowing why niggas be going on the platform, on them niggas' platforms, and these people that say have monetized our pain, bro. They did monetized our culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now look at there. He locked up and niggas ain't need nothing. But I can relate because all the love I showed out, he locked up. You got one of the only bloggers fucking with me. That's why I told you when I touched him, I always fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, 16, and you ain't interview me. I don't know whether you believe me or not. You ain't judge me, though. And you took the time to give me a chance to let my voice be heard. And I'm always committing respect for you. And you ain't never said, well, you against me or not, but you still like, hey, I ain't judging you. I'm a journalist. I'm doing the interview. Let's get. So yeah, that's why I stand with that type of shit, God. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I said about Zay Bang, because I'm sitting back like, man, I'm watching it. I know he doing that shit, pushing content. He ain't pushing no peace, man. And shout out to Tay Savage. I was locked up with Tay Savage. He a real one for sure. For sure. Tay Savage a real one. I never say Tay Savage no more. That's a real one. I know. Yeah. I was in the county. With Tay Savage on the deck, eating burritos with him. You know what I'm saying? Fat, real one. When I got into my little dispute with the guys, he never changed for me and none of that. And Tay Savage vouched that I had him build a leadership position for the guys when I was locked up. A lot of the guys, a lot of people that's out now can vouch for that. I ain't gonna do no lying. People just gotta know me 16, they just see one side to me, and I don't really do a lot of interviews, guys. So if people just see me teaching, they don't really know. You got people that don't even know from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. You got niggas thinking because I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. Nigga. I ain't know Atlanta. Nigga, shout out to the A. They show me love. I moved down to Atlanta. I'm for 30 years old. What you talking about? You feel me? Like, if I don't catch that attempt murder, I wouldn't even came to Atlanta. I understood when I beat my attempt murder, my own GDs came to try to testify against me on the street. I got to leave the streets alone. Feel me? So
I heard you had the building for 9 and 10.
Hey, yeah, when I was in the county, I had the whole Division 9, the whole Division 10. I got to Division 10 because the deck went up. September 2012, the deck went up. I got stabbed 8 times, helping the guys front line. When I got stabbed 8 times, I got stabbed in the face. We sent like 6 people into the hospital behind it. That shit made the news and everything. But 3 GDs got stabbed up real bad, and like 6 of them got. So 9 of us in total went. So when that happened, they sent me to 10. When I got to 10, they wouldn't let me go back to 9, but the guys were sending 9 up behind what happened to me and the other guys on the deck. And then when I got to 10 was fucked up. When I got to 10, the Stones and the motherfucking GEs was clipped up. They listened to it with the Westwoods and the beat. It was crazy. So
what the fuck?
It was crazy. So when I got to 10, you had one of the guys at 9, man. He was an outstanding member. He came to 10 and he seen the way I was carrying it. We was on 4A. One of the guys from Evanston had 4A. He had he had the building. He was from Evanston though, and he used to be getting high all the time in the day room. And we can't get high. We're supposed to work out. We ain't gonna be getting high and all that. So one of the big guys from 9 happened to come from 10. He came on my deck and he seen the way the building coordinator in 10 was carrying it, and he seen the way I was carrying it. I had the deck. He like, man, I'm gonna get back over on that. When I get back to 9, I'm gonna let the I staff know. At the time that we had Visualz, the IC, I can name the people now. The people that got out of this shit over. They ain't even no more structure in the county. This way back 2000, so this shit over. Back then, Visualz was the IC, KO was the ICOS, and Mike G was the IOC, and Prophet was the AIOC. So that's the I stand with the whole institution over the whole county. If you know. So he went back and told them. And then they gave me the whole Division 10. I had got that bitch in order. You know what I'm saying? I was over there with Vaughn. So I had got that bitch in order. I had got the one love back and everything, because when I was doing it 16, I was really enforcing law. I wasn't like beating on the guys. I was like making sure we all eat together. When the guys go to court, I was making sure people were working on their cases. I was making sure the guys get law library, making sure the guys stay focused on the real goal, which is to get out the doors, which was the true vision of Larry Hoover. So I was so known for being righteous. That's what made them put me in that position, because not only was I so good with law, I was implementing. They're like, man, Shorty, I was still remember. He work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He carry himself the right way. He don't do no drugs. He ain't moving disrespectfully. He don't start nothing, but he ain't going for nothing either. You know what I'm saying? I never abused the numbers. If we got on decks and we had the numbers, I still made sure one of the fin balls worked the trades, because that was the time, that was the law back then. Like, one of them got to work with ours, got to work trade. I kept it fair. We might get in the bullpen. There might be 40 of us sometimes on that court. There might only be 10 of their ass. One of the guys might have an issue. One of the Latin Kings or something. Instead of me letting the whole all 40 of us smash them, I make them fight one-on-one. So even the opposition, like Finball, Latin King, the nigga like been for Latin Kings at the time with King Dre and all them was loving them. Like, we fuck with them righteous. So I ended up getting kicked out of Division 10 because I had got the building on one accord. Peanut at the time, all these people going, they out of there, but Peanut had the building for the Visualz at the time as he and me. Him got on the same accord. It was a wrap. Everything was jail. So they ended up kicking me out of 10 and sending me back to 2013. They blackballed me from 10. So then I was just stuck in 9. I was on the B staff, and now I was the BLC. I wasn't the coordinator after I was the BLC. I was the legal man. I was on that staff, me and Joel Loading. We running everything the whole 13, whole 14. Joel's go home. They made me the BC. I'm saying? That's when I became the BC the whole 14, all the way up until I got into the IC. Because the IC at the time, if you and niggas know this, if you was in the county jail between 2012 and 2016, everybody know Madville. Everybody know Madville. So Madville was notorious for abusing his authority. He was the IC, he'll beat the guys, knock the guys out in front of officers, just trying to talk to people, all type of crazy shit. He was just extorting the guys. He was one of them. So, we was at court one time, and we get to it because he was trying to extort one of the guys, telling them that they want to come out of PC, they got to pay him. And I'm like, look, that ain't law. I was big on enforcing every law, and I know law. I wasn't one of them niggas that you can use your position to abuse or with me because I know law. I don't have to listen to you just because you tell them to do something. That ain't the law. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to make a decision. Righteous endeavor. That's the law. Keyword, righteous endeavor. And nobody bigger than the business. That's the law too. So just because you got to slide don't mean you can just abuse it. We all got to answer to these laws and these guidelines. So when I brought it to him like that, and me, I was notorious 16 for like quoting law. Ask anybody that was locked up, they were like, bro, that nigga J, because they was calling me JG. And they're like, that nigga JG. And man, I had J stand for Justified, or Jetta, was my rap name, Justified Gangster. So, man, they're like, that nigga like JG, that nigga gonna hit you with it. I'm gonna say something to you, and I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna back it up with law, like a real lawyer in a real case. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody was loving that about me. And then, Lil Walt came in now. He a boy from out west. If you know, he a younger boy. He was passing through. He was back on the river from Stateville. Him and Speedy, once they stamped me. So then really I was supposed to went to the I stamp. I was supposed to the ILC because Mike G left. He took his time. They gave him a life sentence. And then Prophet was on that case out south where the police officer got shot in the alley in Inglewood. It was a real high profile case. They gave him like 100-something years. Free Prophet, man. They gave him like 100-something years. So really, I was supposed to be on the I staff, but Madville didn't want me on the I staff because he knew I was righteous. So if he put me in that position, now he can't do what the fuck he do no more based on law. So he can't just abuse it. I can like freeze him and say shit. So he ain't like that. He kept me at that building coordinator. We bump heads when he tried to extort one of the guys. He sent the violation down on me. I'm like, man, they say no, this ain't right. You just can't violate me because I'm telling you, you know, well, my lawyer, I'm quoting law. The niggas who he sent to do it, these some shorties, they don't really know law. They under the impression that we don't stand on you. We gonna get stood on. So they tried to stand on me. I wasn't going for that shit. And it's crazy because I was on the deck. This happened in the North Tower on 2D. So I was on the deck with a bunch of the guys from my area, a bunch of the guys from the Greens from my area on the deck. But folks that was on the top deck, I was on the bottom deck. So when it happened, I wasn't finna let them niggas just roll me. So I stood my ground. Of course, I held my own, but motherfuckers still rolled me. Motherfucker bust my lip, closed one of my eyes. I was fucked up, but I stood my ground fighting 10, 12 niggas. You feel me? So once that happened, then that's when they went on here. They shipped me out that bitch. They sent me. They put me on the administrative to send me to PC because they was like, man, the GD's trying to kill you. They was trying to get me to they was trying to get me to like tell on like where it came from. But I'm like, I ain't gonna do that. They were trying to get me to sign nothing. So they put me in what's known as the administrative PC. So I was in my last 9 to 10 months in administrative PC. And that's when I met Lil J. Lil J was my selling PC. When I was in there up there in PC, this was 2015. My last 9 months, I did that with Lil J was my selling. I ain't seen none of that gay shit that came out later on. That's why I ain't believe it. Because when I was there with him in the little 9 months, Lil J was in that beat motherfuckers ass. Like, I was on the deck when he came in and the BDs jumped on him. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped them from jumping on him because, see, when I went up to PC for my last 9 months, the whole jail was still behind me because they knew the bad bill was valid and he voted. So everybody, STL Chicken, BD Chicken from STL him, all the football, everybody, like even Tay Savage, like that's what I'm saying. Tay Savage, well, I wasn't calling him Tay Savage, I was calling him Lil Tay from Lil Tay. Tay was the first time I had on that yellow jumpsuit. This is how the real Tay is. Tay will see me. Bro, I go to court. I'm like, I can't believe I got this shit on. I'm thinking everybody's gonna clown me. Everybody had already heard. They're like, man, that's fucking how you did you, bro. What you want us to do? That's what everybody was on. They're like, why you something? I ain't signing this shit. They put me on this shit because they know I'm a gang. I'm a building coordinator. I just did a violation. They thinking y'all trying to kill me, and I'm not telling you full information. They got me on administrative PC now. But everybody knew what happened, so everybody was still like, man, nah, gee, we know what's going on. Da da da. Even mad when I seen him. Oh man, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. Da da da. But I say Tay Savage, a real man. Shout out to him because he's the first person I seen. When I seen Tay Savage, Lil Tay, I dropped my head. I'm like, man, he came up to me and say, bro, I already know what's going on. He said, but that shit don't move me. Man, I know who you is. I know what's to you. We have been on so many decks together. Like, and I heard what's going on, but I still fuck with you. So me and Tay, you know, if you ever been in 9 and you walk the court, when we in population, they used to make PC walk a little bit ahead of you. But when y'all go in the court, you can still see them. They just a little ahead of you walking to the office. So this nigga Tay literally walked up ahead and I stayed back and we walking together. And we chopping it the whole time all the way to the bullpen. You feel me? That was the day he beat his body, beat one of his bodies. He's like, I just beat up on the body. Like, I'm finna Robert, I'm out of here, bro. He had cut it. I was on the deck with Tay when he cut his locks off to go to trial and all that shit. Like that I fuck with him, man. I was happy to hear that he got out there, man, to do some positive shit, man. But man, I got a million stories on that county shit. But yeah, when I was in there, man, I definitely had that position of leadership, man. I helped a lot of guys, you know, stay in the division, bro. Did the right thing, man. I got a lot of love amongst membership and just the Finballs, Latin Kings, and all them too. You know? So yeah, the true story. I got stabbed up and that bitch was stabbed, nigga, fight, all that. But like, I was really 10 toes anyway. It's a bigger fight now, so that's why I left the streets behind.
You was locked up with Basil too, right?
Yeah, I was in there with Bebe. I remember I don't know Basil Bebe personally is like I know Tay, Lil J, but like I was in bullpens with Bebe. A lot of times I would come because you gotta remember I was the BC. Like him being the way it was, you used to have his kites around with structure. So I would get like if you on the staff, I would get the kites so I know the BD's whole staff because we had coordinators. They got ministers, so I know who on their eye staff. I know their whole building staff. I would know the same thing with the Latin folks. I would know who got the building for all that, and they would know it with us. And we also knew like I knew who got the building for the Kings. So whatever game he was in, I knew who was the lead. That's just how it was. So like I used to see Baby name in the kites all the time. And he would see my name in the kites all the time. Like I had the building for the GD. So you gonna know who got the building or who on that B staff for sure. That's who really run it. If you're on the I staff, you're a guest. Really the B staff run those buildings. That's they shit. So any B staff members, you be knowing who they is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's up to you to make sure the building running right. So I used to see them on the kites all the time. You know what I'm saying? I do the court with them a lot of times. We chop it. We fuck. You know, real niggas. I'm not fucking like shit go wrong. I might go to court with him. But I might get a scribe from him. He needs some business. I'll make shit get stood on. You know what I'm saying? I fuck. I mean, rest in peace, Baby, man, Basil, man. He was a real, bro. He was real stand up, solid. I got a lot of love for him. But yeah, I fuck with Baby. You got to remember too. I fuck with Brother heavy. I met Brother first. So Brother used to always be trying to get on decks to get close to Baby to beat his ass. I catch that nigga, Baby. He always.
See, I want to ask you about that because bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro used to hate that man. Like every time we worked, he was on his heels. But the last time I talked to him, he honestly he ain't feel how he thought he would feel when Zoo died. If that makes sense.
Nah, I mean, yeah, because you know, like I said, I don't know them from the streets. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna come on your platform and disrespect your platform with lies. I feel like when people go on podcasts and try to make themselves bigger than what that's disrespectful to the entire platform and to the audience, man. So I ain't gonna tell no make believe stories. I don't know Baby and Brother from the world. I know them through jail. Now, what I can say is that I got a closer bond with Brother because when I first met Brother, I ain't had no slot. When I first came to the county jail, I was on the school wing. I was on C1. And if you been through the county back when Division 1 was open, C1 used to be the school wing. when I used to be on the school wing, it wasn't nothing but like, I ain't gonna lie, that bitch was the Latin Kings had that motherfucker. When I got on that bitch, all I heard was, "What you is, dog?" I'm like, "Man, I'm GD. Hey, yeah, we gonna kill you when the doors roll." Bro, I was so scared. Man, I was so scared. 16. I'm like, they ain't never put me on the deck with all these motherfucking Latin Kings. They finna kill me when the doors roll. But the whole time, you had a lot of they was just playing like, when the doors roll, yeah, it was number Latin Kings of old. You know what I'm saying? It was only like a handful of us. So when I used to go to court, my first time meeting Rubber, Division One, we go to court. This when I first met Boona. I wasn't calling him OTF Boona. That's new. We just call him Lil Boona at the time. You know, he was skinny. He ain't had a weight on him yet. They was rappies. They used to always go to court together. We go to court, come to the bullpen, one little to the back. We chop it up. We was telling Bruh about an incident that happened on 1C. I was like, yeah, man. I'm like, shit, they got the press on us, man. The motherfucking finballs, bro. They on bullshit. Bruh so stand up. This made me first love Bruh. He said, what? I said, yeah. And at the time, Bruh was the ICOS for the BDs, for the whole compound. This 2012. Matter of fact, this is between March and June. And when you talk to him, this is between March and June 2012. There ain't no made up lies about Bruh. I don't know about what he did in the world, but for me being him with Jim, when I first met Bruh in the bullpen, he was on the ICOS for the BDs. He had the whole compound. Only person above him was the minister at the IM, because you know they got ministers and we got coordinators. Bruh had the whole building. When I said, hey, bro, he said, what's going on? I said, man, these kings, I'm telling him what's going on. He said, yeah. He said, shit, look at them niggas over there, they kings. Man, that nigga Burbo go over there, get to smashing them niggas. We help them, we smash them after. But that's how I first met Burbo. Like, they fucking with y'all on 1C. Man, fuck these niggas, folks. We want to get to smash them niggas. We help them, we go there. But then like, as time went on, I got on other decks, and I had a chance to be on a couple decks with Burbo. I remember when I was in the hole, I used to work out all the time. You talk to him, ask about JG, like, who JG? JG from the Brittany Green area, 1100. He used to work out all the time. JG had the building for the GD 2012. He's like, oh yeah, I remember. Listen, I used to work out all the time. So bro, like, oh, you think you can beat me? You think you can like fuck with me like that, right? So one day I never forget. We was in 9. I had ended up going to 9. So I got kicked out of 1 for cooking and shit. Grandma Dynamite had called me cooking and shit. It was an old CO. No better one. Niggas in the county know Grandma Dynamite. She was like a lieutenant. She was a white shirt. She called me cooking and sent my ass to the hole, kicking me out of 1, right? So we in 9. We on the level system. We on 1E. This back when they had all that ATG shit going on. So it's me and Toad. Toad was he had an I staff slot for the GDs. Now, if you remember this time, anybody in the county between 2010 and 2000, I say like 13, gonna let you know it was a huge power struggle going on between the GDs and 9 and the GDs in Division 1. So when I got to the county in 2012, January 2012, the GDs in Division 9 was on blast. I was in 1, so basically if you was a GD and you went to court with anybody from Division 9 that was GD, was to smash them. And now we're on the same shit. Like if you was in Division 9 and you went to court with any GD from Division 1, you was to smash them in the court, because you had the GDs and 9s and the big guys downstate gave them the compound. That they I staff official. But then you had the GDs and 1 said that they was the real I staff. That was like Freddie P, Vino, all them. So it was like a power struggle. So we was in tour with each other based upon what the division was in. So I never forget, we get to 9. Me and Toad had the whole Division 9. So he was on blast with the GDs in Division 1. They was saying he wasn't the business, he was fake and all that. But at 9, all the GDs under him. So it was like that. So me and Toad, he got the whole building at the time, the whole compound for 9. We in the cell together. So when we come out to get our shot, we kick it and shit. I go to one of these, it was one of the football things with one of the foes or something. But I ended up letting him see some shit. The nigga ain't giving my I let him see my books or something. I had my books, and I gave some chips. He supposed to pay me for the shit. So he come out. You know what I'm saying? Him and bruh was roommates. So when he come out, I call him on my door. He talking crazy, bitch ass nigga. You ain't getting shit. That shit took, nigga. The book, the chips, everything, whole ass nigga. I'm going crazy. I'm at the door arguing. I'm like, bitch ass nigga, you want to take my shit? Nigga, I can't even get to you. We stuck behind the door. All right, I'm gonna catch up. Well, you know, we argue. I guess he didn't know that Bro was like, I don't know. I guess he thought Bro ain't fuck with us. Well, but bro, one thing about Bro, he wasn't drawn on no BDG shit. Like when I was in there, Bro that saved my life a lot of times in that bullpen, bro. That's some real shit. Like Bro was like on some nigga.
One love type time.
One love. If you one of the folks, he ride. So this another time he rolled for me. Bro on the phone. The nigga arguing with me. He talking to me. Remember, he face to face with me. Brother on the phone. So it's back to brother. Brother hear the whole shit going down. Brother, that's the crazy. He ain't tell me he's gonna do it. He just walk up to the nigga, choke the nigga out. Go back in the room. He choked the nigga out, put him to sleep. Go back in the room, get all his shit, pass through my flap. Give me all his shit. Then he say, folks, you good? I'm like, man, I'm good. Like, all right, he finna go get on the phone. They come make them lock up. He go back in the room with the same nigga. He just took all his shit. That's how gangster brother was. No lie, bro. Like, I fuck with it, but I got a million stories with bro. About a million, bro, where we've been on decks, so we've been in bullpens, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he's solid, he's stand up, bro. I got a lot of love and respect for bro. Like, that's why I'm glad people starting to hear his name over, because he real stand up, bro. Now, I can't speak about, like, his world stuff, but that's how I first heard Bebe, because he used to mention Bebe to me, like, yeah, this nigga, blah, 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 this nigga ain't right. And then when I finally met Bebe, you know what I'm saying? That's when I would hear bro, because he, what's up, bro? Man, that nigga snitch. Man, that nigga snitch.
Yeah, they was on the same type of time with each other. I ain't gonna lie.
They was on the same. But I ain't gonna lie, bro was trying to get on deck with him. Because every time I would get around, you know what I'm saying? That was his name. We get in the booth. Hey, what that he on? He on what? Man, I'm gonna get over there. He was pushing heavy. So they was on the same type of time. But like I said, the times I met Baby, man, he was solid too when I got to meet him. Anytime he respected me, like, I respect you, because, you know, you stand on the business. And then, you know, I'm from the north side. Like I said, I'm from the Cabrini Green area. So I'm not from the same area as them. So we don't have no BDs in my area. We don't beef with no BDs. So when I got in the county, I never had no animosity with no BDs. I was on straight one love, because I come under real gang structure. So all I know is BGD. You know what I'm saying? All I know is, like, the BDs we want. So I never had no animosity. I ain't killed none of my homies. But on my side of town, we beefing with GDs and Land King. We beefing with each other. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I came. That's how I came up. So when I get to the county, you know, Baby was fucking with me. I was fucking with Bona too. Bona could hoop his ass out, but I was fucking with Brother way harder. But Bona was more down some hooping shit. Lil J, 051 Montana, 051 Arrow, I was in there with D Rose, Rondo. They came in there when I was in that bitch. They was right up. I was talking through the vents. I just had to send kites down there and shit like that. Like, so, like, I was in there with a lot. Everybody that came in that drill wave, that 2012, 20, I was in there with all, and then, like, DC Obama from Drove City, that's my man. It's like King Lou used to come visit every time. He was locked every Saturday. He was locked up on a double body. He beat his shit. Lou used to come every Saturday and visit that man. Yeah. And then when I got out, I seen he had Obama had did a Zach TV interview. It was him and Crump, and then they ended up going to get Melly. So all three of them in the interview and shit. But shout out to Obama, shout out to Drove City, man. Shout out to Tay Sam, shout out to RP Basil. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, brother, man, free all the guys and shit like that, man. You know, I don't promote no negative energy no more, but I ain't got nothing but love for the streets and the guys, man. Some good brothers and shit that I ran across, man. That's some big names I had, you know, that know me too and to speak highly of my name as well, you feel me?
Speaking of brother, I really wanted to wait till he called me again so we could do an interview, but maybe you know, because I just seen an interview and I seen online where somebody basically said, like, he worshiped the devil or something like that.
Oh yeah. See, when I was in that, yeah, I mean, that was a rumor. You know what I'm saying? And he would say shit like that, but I really feel like Brother got a good heart, man. Me, based off his actions and how he moved, I feel like Brother just be trolling. I don't really feel like in his heart that's how he felt. I just feel like he come out the real streets and he been through what he been through. But I judge the person off their character, so he can't. I ain't never seen him do no evil shit in the county. Every time he had to whoop a motherfucker, this is a nigga was so crazy and did some shit to him or one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't too much on no trying to bully motherfuckers. He just wasn't for none. That's all that was. Like, so they be trying to give him. I'm only speaking county jail. I ain't been in prison with him. But the county, them folks, the brother wasn't on no bullshit, but, like, he was gonna finish something though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I like put like this. He go choking the guy out for me. He wasn't GD. He beat it. They ain't had nothing to do with him. So that's having a good heart if you ask me. He wouldn't get my shit back. I ain't asked you to do that. You know what I'm saying? When we got in the booth when I first met him the first time, you beat up some Latin Kings because they was fucking with us on one seat. You know what I'm saying? One time when I was passing kites in the bullpen and some niggas from 4-6 finna jump on me, I was gonna fight them niggas, but they was gonna jump on me. I'm trying to pass out kites. They like, man, we ain't taking no kites. I'm like, ain't y'all BD? Because I'm nationed out. Ass brother, I'm nationed out. I was nationed out. So when people see me, I'm known for being super nationed out. So, you know, I come in that bitch, man, one hood in the back. Oh, come on, JG, man. We ain't even on that, G. Relax, G. You know, I come on the deck. Man, y'all ain't working out, G. We supposed to be working out Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Why y'all ain't working out? Why y'all got y'all shower shoes on? Come on, G, we relax, bro. Don't come over here with that nation down shit. That's how people say about me, feel me? So like one time I was in the bullpen, no lie, it's me, P-Dog from Circon, who used to be on the he used to be the ICOS at 9. We in the bullpen. So y'all come one little the back. Everybody come to the back. I'm like, I had like 30 kites too. I was the BLC at the time. I mean, like, who on 1A? I bet. Who on 2C? Man, who on 3D? Who on 2B? You know, I'm getting these kites off. So I'm like, man, man, who the fuck on 2B? So somebody's like, man, they on 2B. And it's like 3-4 niggas. So I go up, I'm like, y'all BD, y'all GD? They like, no, we BD. I'm like, why y'all ain't come to the back? I said, one look to the back. You know what I'm saying? They're like, they just looking at me like, fuck out of here type shit. So I'm like, bro, we doing one look. I'm like, bro, we doing one look, bro. Like, I need y'all to take these kites to 2B. They're like, man, we ain't taking shit. I'm bro, take these kites to 2B. Because I was so on the business like that. But that's how I would. If a higher ranking member told me, I'm enforcing it to the team. So I'm going to take these kites to 2B. I forgot the nigga name, bro. He dark skinned, skinny, man. But bro, I know his name if you ask bro about the incident. He like, bro, I ain't taking no kites. I say, bro, you gonna take these kites? He say, nigga, I ain't taking shit. Bro, you gonna take these kites? Nigga, I ain't taking shit. So we argue. He say, nigga, you know how? He say, nigga, I'm from 4-6, nigga. I say, bro, I don't know nothing about no 4-6, bro. I'm from the Brittany Green area, bro. From my door, bro. I'm GD. That's all I know, bro. You gonna take these guys? bro, walk over there like, man, y'all niggas tripping, bro. He look, man. He doing that, bro. Man, I'll be cool. He cool, bro. He JG, be cool, folks. I be telling you, be cool, G. You be 2 nations down, G. So P-Dog walked up. Like, man, y'all, because I said, hey, man, y'all, he from Circon. He's like, man, y'all niggas be cool, man. He JG, folks. J, you do be 2 nations down, G. Say, let's just ask folks. And he say, folks, can y'all please take these guys to 2B? Because we trying to get these guys over there. They're like, nah, we gonna, then they took them. Then P-Dog, bro, he say, bro, that's all you gotta say, bro. You just coming up on niggas talking about some, y'all gonna take the kites, bro. Relax, bro. So we laughed it off, and then everything was cool. We're like, yeah, them niggas finna jump the fuck out of me. Of course, you know, it was only me and P-Dog was on the 2 DDs at court that day. Of course, P-Dog wouldn't let it happen, and I was still my grand, but I'm saying, bro, stop before it even should happen. Because I wasn't gonna knock back down, and they weren't gonna knock back down. He could have been like, man, fuck that nigga, I'm BD.
Nah, that's there. That remind me of this nigga named Big Loke I was locked up with in like Division 2 in 2015. Like he had did some similar shit and basically stopped some shit from escalating, and he ain't had to. Like he really could have and was supposed to ride with the nigga that he checked for real type shit. But he just sat back and watched everything play out and seeing how shit played out, and he knew what the truth was and what was right. And he basically, long story short, they made a whole new rule in on that deck for that time type shit, because niggas was doing shit they ain't had no business doing, touching phones they weren't supposed to touch, shit like that, and it was just starting some bullshit.
Nah, that's real. I said, you know how it go. Like, yeah, when you locked up, I know to the outside world that might seem like a small gesture, but nah, man, you know, you locked up, that's big. You know, if you could avoid an incident or altercation, man. So that's why, like, that a lot of shit like that, a whole value. You know, brother, like, man, the type of nigga he is, he just do that for me. He did that for a lot of people. So that's just him. So it might even hold the same sentimental value to him that it hold for me. But I'm the type where he get out, I get out, and I'm the type of nigga gonna fuck with him and bless him, but I don't get shit like that. Like, I want to see him get out and prosper, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He a good dude, but I know he get a lot of look shit on his name, saying he crazy, this and that, but all I know is he definitely a bug. You know what I'm saying? But it's always righteous though. I just ain't never seen him flip out on nobody for no reason. I ain't never seen him. When I say he never did that in the streets with the jails, bro was just gonna come on the deck and choke a nigga out or put his hands on you. But if you say anything crazy, when you blink wrong, you think wrong, you look like you're trying to think about thinking wrong, he gonna get on your ass. He ain't gonna. That's all that be. But he a good nigga though. You know?
Nah, I get it though. Like, and people like that could be misunderstood as a bully, because like even me, like, I don't feel like I'm looked at as a bully, but I know the type of person I am. I try not to fuck with nobody, and I try to respect everybody I run across initially. So with me doing that, when you get out of that lane and you cross that and you disrespect that, I don't know, it just bothers me more. So like, cause I'm consciously not doing this to keep things a certain way. So you cross that line, you fuck up my peace. I don't know. I just take it a little more. So it's like when I react, if you ain't really see how the shit played out and knew the beginning of the story, I might look like the aggressor. I might look like the motherfucker. You might be like, oh, why you fucking with them when you bully? But it'd be like, nah, they fucked with me. You just basically woke me up. I was sleeping. So I could see like how a motherfucker could get viewed or misunderstood, basically, like, because people only just see how people react. They never really know the reasons behind shit all the time. Yo audio fucking up. Nah, I can hear, but not really. It's like muffled.
Oh, my bad. You hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
I had covered the speaker by accident. But I was saying, it's like me. I'm very misunderstood too. Like, people might see me yelling at the screen and be like, oh, he has an anger problem. And I realize that I don't have an anger problem. What you watching is my passion. I come from the streets. I was misled. I did a lot of things in the streets because I thought that if he wasn't GD, he was my enemy. I was a real gangbanger. So once for real.
I could tell just how you been talking. I'm like, I could tell exactly what type of time you was on. You didn't like how the Latin Kings was towards the GDs.
You feel me? Like, that was, I never beef with BDs. I come from the streets. My arch nemesis gang, because I'm on the north side, I'm down the street from Marble Park. So we was into Latin Kings heavy. Like, I couldn't stand Latin Kings, bro. Like, so, like, for me though, like, once I beat my case, that's what made me start changing my life around. That's how I get to this Rashad, Jamal, and people see they. You know what I'm saying? Because I set that far for my life at that time. And then that's what he was saying, man, let me go and get out the city. Because if I stay in the city, I ain't going to do shit but want to keep gang banging. I mean, I love the streets. I miss the streets. I miss I miss posting up with the guys. But I know in order for me to do something different, I got to go to a different environment. Now, some people can stay in the city and do them. I commit them. I can't because I was a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? I was never no person that was like, making no money for no drugs. I don't have that story. I wasn't the drug dealer. I was broke, starving, and gangbang. Like we used to say, I was a little dirty nigga on the block that kept the pipe on that's going to fire something up in the quickness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see me, you already know what I'm on. So, now that I got away from that energy don't leave. It's redirected now. So yeah, when I'm talking, now I'm pissed off at the real oppressors. I'm like, damn, you had me hurt my own people. I'm out here gangbanging, shooting around my own people. When the whole time y'all was the real ops. So yeah, that hurt a nigga's soul. I'm like, damn, I've been hurting my own people this whole time. Gangbanging my own, doing all this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk from a point of passion because I care about the people still in the trenches. I care about the people. That's what I think about. I look at, like, where do we need healing the most? And it's in the trenches. But a lot of us grow up and live like that because we don't have no choices. All we know. My mama born and raised project baby, bro. Like, she used to gang bang. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are born into that shit. You know how the city is. We don't choose this shit. So me now, I feel blessed. I feel like, okay, I made it out. You chose me to open my eyes. It's only right that I got to get this shit back to the trenches. Not just my city, but just niggas in the ghettos and slums all over the world. I relate to the struggle. Now, somebody else catch your own cool, but that's my target audience. And it just so happened that it expanded past my target audience. You know what I'm saying? Because I have took the time. I am intelligent. I ain't never been stupid. I mean, even in school, I got good grades, but I was type of nigga because my mama ain't played it. My mama ain't raised me to be in those streets, even though she come out the streets. So I had a type of mama where she'd kick my ass if I don't get good grades. So I would get good grades just so I could still go outside. So I would get good grades and then wait to get after school and then game back. I'm literally going to school, get good grades after school on game bang because
that's old school shit. Oh, world.
Yeah, I ain't had a type of household where I can have fucking grades. I'm getting my ass kicked. I can't go nowhere. But let me get these good grades just so I can go outside and do my thing. So I always been smart, but being in the environment we in, I feel like the streets was my route. I didn't realize that, bro. I was gangbanging from literally the age of 8 years old when I became GD, all the way to motherfucking. I just stopped this shit at 28, 29 when I beat the case in the county. So 8 to 29, that's a long time. And then I tried selling drugs. I never got rich selling drugs. I tried robbing niggas. I ain't never get rich off there. And I would watch other people come up off there. I watch other homies get rich off drugs. You know what I'm saying? So when I come home at 28, 29, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be 30. Like, I can't be still out here doing this dumb shit. This shit ain't getting me nowhere. What am I here to do? You know what I'm saying? And then I just started thinking about, like, okay, let me talk about this. You know what I'm saying? And people around me would tell me like, man, bro, you can talk about this, man. We should talk about that shit. And I should be like, man, nobody want to hear that. I want to hear about motherfucking aliens or UFO. Every time I talk about this shit, niggas say they don't want to hear it. So I had suppressed the real me 16 because I'm trying to blend in amongst my peers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm loyal, so my loyalty gonna take me wherever. You know what I'm saying? So because I was loyal to my hood, that's how I started gang banging. But if my hood would have been hooping, I would have been. If my guys would have been like, hey, let's go to college, I would have went to college. You know what I'm saying? If my, I was just loyal to whatever. I was always a rider. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all on, I was the type of friend with whatever you on, I'm on. You know what I'm saying? We ain't starting up, we ain't ducking up. Hey, I ain't the toughest nigga, but I ain't no hoe. I ain't finna, if we walking together, I ain't gonna let you get whooped. We gotta get whooped together. I was that type of friend. You feel me? And we sliding back if we didn't come out on top. So but once I got away from that and I got to realize that and I moved to a different environment, I poured it into fighting against them. So when I think about me going to jail, I look at the oppressor. When I think about you going to jail or our people going to jail, I look at the oppressor. When I see the murders and things take place in our city and how we kill each other, I look at the system. I understand that we only doing that because it's been structured that way. You know, I didn't know it about that the projects was really a project. You know, you don't know that type of shit when you come up. You don't know that they tore the buildings down out south so that the niggas can't hit the block, so that the war can't increase. I didn't know the government was bringing the guns and the drugs to us and bringing the guns on the freight trains. And, you know, so when I didn't know in history that this was our land first, I thought we come from Africa. So when I get the facts and all this shit out, and you combine that with I'm still going, the streets gonna always be in me. So that war, we come out the streets, we warriors. So that warrior energy gonna be in me. I ain't scared to die. So if I ain't scared to die, and I've been risking my life all these years for some shit that didn't mean nothing. And now that I know the truth, I'm gonna risk my life to spread the truth. I'm gonna try to help my people. I'm trying to help the youth not make the mistakes I made. I'm gonna try to help my people know why, who we are, where we come from, and how we should move. You know what I'm saying? And why we should move that way. I ain't telling the gangs to not still be turned up. I ain't telling the shorties to not be turned up. That ain't never been my message. Even when I was free, I said, keep that same energy that y'all got with them guns. I like that. Keep that. We need that.
Different direction.
Different target. Yes, instead of targeting each other. Take this shit back to the 60s, man. But we police the police. Protect the women, protect the children, protect our communities, govern ourselves, but it's our land.
That's what the Second Amendment's supposed to be for. But I feel like our country, like, you know how people be saying, like, ain't nobody gonna invade this country because how many guns we got?
Yeah.
I feel like this country really pussy. Like, and the reason I say that is because, like, when it come to like, let's see, like ICE, they doing all type of crazy stuff out here right now. I just seen them kill an unarmed man after taking his gun off of him, and some more stuff. But it's like people be mad. They do their little uproar. They do their social media stuff. But like the Second Amendment is literally supposed to be to protect from stuff like that, you know, like from tyrants. But it's like we made to feel like we can't do that. Like us defending ourselves against a law enforcement or military, anything that sounds like crazy, you know. But that's literally supposed to be all right. Like if they not just shooting them, but you know, if they being tyrants, if they violating your rights, doing things they ain't supposed to do, that's what we supposed to have the right to bear arms for. But that's the last thing we use it for.
Facts. No, that's real, bro. So, you know, like I'm with you on that, man. That's why I do what I do now. And, you know, I get a lot of, like I said, I get a lot of misunderstood energy, but it just be passion for knowing what they did to us. And if people knew what they did to us, they'll have the same energy. I mean, we got the energy for each other. Shit, a nigga come steal a motherfucking bike out of nigga backyard. Nigga ready to slide all day, all night.
I get it though. You know what it is? It's like if you really paying attention, you know it's strength in numbers, it's strength in the people. It's way more us than it is of them. But the issue is we're divided. So it's like 10, 15, let's just say 15, 20 police officers could come on the block and shut that bitch down because they united, you know? Like now, if they tried to come shut some shit down and the whole community stood together, meaning the GDs, the BDs, the niggas across the street, the niggas down there, it was like, nah, this over with. They wouldn't have that power no more. But somehow motherfuckers found out how to keep everything divided. You know, like even when you seen the gang leaders coming together and trying to do this, they come and interrupt every time. Or if somebody do organize people to actually have the power to form a militia or whatever, like those type people get killed or go to jail. You know, like It's like they make examples out of anybody that try. So I wouldn't even say people pussy, but it's like people don't want it bad enough. People want it, but ain't nobody willing to put their life on the line. And they done showed us plenty of times, like, shit, that's what's gonna happen. Your life gonna be on the line.
And see, you hit it right on the head. You just literally summed up everything Rashad Jamal stand for, everything Rashad Jamal I had doing. Like, I represent that energy that we ain't had since the 60s, because I'm willing to put my life on the line for this shit. And I was doing it out there, and I did put my life on the line for it, and it cost me to sit in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? Because of my aggression with the message. And a lot of people don't know that I was actively trying to unite the gangs, bro. Like, I was trying to get the Bloods and the Crips and the BDs and the GDs and the Latin Kings together. I was trying, because I always said that we the army. I mean, it's videos of me saying this. So I think the people watching this shit like, oh, this nigga sent me with this shit got 300,000 views. And this nigga on here talking about we all the gangs need to come together and we need to get to, like, they looking like, hold on. And then they looking like I'm charismatic. They're like, oh, did they listen to this nigga? They're like, oh, he came out the street, so we know he ain't scared to war about this shit. We know he dead serious. He got that. We know he about this shit. Like, listen, when they look at us, they fear us, God. They fear the gangs. They fear the youth. Right now, the shorties, how they is, these white men, how they call white. I don't call them white. I feel that's disrespectful, but I call them young guys, but they're calling white. But this new generation too, new era, but they fear them because
they chasing the police.
Exactly. Ain't no fear that, but wasn't no fear that with y'all era. Ain't no fear that with our era. That shit really ended with the 80s, baby. Like, we ended the fear of the police. You know what I'm saying? So the 70s had it and the 60s had it. But the 50s before, no, the 60s babies ain't have it because they came up in the civil rights era. The 70s ain't really have it. The 80s, it ain't there. The fear of the police is gone. It's just about somebody that's able to mobilize and unite. That's what they don't want. They don't want that person that has the voice that can actually make it make sense for people to listen to unite. Yeah. That's why I came in, and that's why they think about it like this. 16. Out of all the people that started talking, it started when I first came out. When no lot of people like it is. Now there's only a few people doing this. You had Isis Wisdom, Young Pharaoh, Spiritual Soul, Ralph Smart, and it really didn't get no bigger than them. You know what I'm saying? Because this was like a weird area. Nobody was trying to hit this shit. When I came, the reason I kicked the door open to make it trend, where you got all these people behind me, this week you get all these 607, your big homie CC, your 19 Keys. You know what I'm saying? All these people, they and not just them, it's a lot. Like, the reason why all of them started wanting to do it is because when I came along, before me, it had never been somebody that came along that was the street nigga, and still smart with it. Like, this nigga intelligent, but he still ghetto as hell. You know, I would sit in my lives, eat tuna sandwiches and hot crunchy cheese curls on live, and drink Kool-Aid and talk this real shit. I'll get on my live 16. And I roll up smoking weed and talk this shit. I shout out the white people. I shout out the black people. I shout out the smart intellects that went to college, but also I would also, man, shout out to the trenches. We in this bitch. Real God talk, man. We raising up. So I'm breaking it down to where the streets can understand it. And I got so many to the youth behind me. For example, I didn't have a TikTok. You know, when I first started teaching, TikTok was just a dance platform. So I ain't had no reasons for TikTok. So you had all the youth watching my YouTube videos, and they would like make clips and they would post it to TikTok. And that became your modern day. This where you get the see videos now, one person talking, they got the picture behind them, but they talking and the videos playing with me. Now all that shit started with me 16. All that shit started with people sharing Rashad Jamal videos on TikTok, to the point where now you go on TikTok ain't just a dance platform. I'm for posting everything. But in 2020, 2021, when I was first coming, it was nothing but a dance platform. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like, I set a lot of trends. You see a lot of people winning crystals now, doing the style bowls, doing the meditation, wanting to raise their vibration. But you know what I'm saying? But people before me just was very smart. So it came off like, oh, you have to be this smart, went to college type of dude. And then they see me, I'm on a no shirt on, smoking weed, and I'm cussing. You know, most people that talk like that, preachers and stuff, they're not using profanity. I'm always like, man, yeah, fuck the yeah, I'm go fast, nigga. You can hear by the slang, like, oh, yeah, this is a real street. So people related to that. That's dangerous for government, because they're like, hold on, this nigga intelligent, he's charismatic, he's relatable. So he's going to become the people's champ. The street, this Rashad Jamal can go into the ghettos and the hoods. They gonna listen to him. We can't send TD Jakes in them. We can't send TD Jakes in there. They're not gonna listen to him. You know what I'm saying? because it wasn't none of these other speakers like it is now at the time. So when I kicked that door open, everybody came through that door behind me, you know what I'm saying? And I said a lot of trends, and I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that. I kind of like revolutionized it. It's kind of like Michael Jordan did in basketball. Like before Jordan, niggas wasn't trying to get no shoe deals. Niggas wasn't wearing the baggy shorts. Niggas wasn't getting Nike commercials. Oh, that started with Jordan. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gonna always be the greatest. Not necessarily because it's like it's not other players that did things he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? But it's more like how he revolutionized the sport. He made it international. Niggas wasn't buying niggas gym shoes like that. Jordan was the one that made niggas. Nike wasn't even a brand like that when Jordan came out. The main brand was Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Jordan came and look at Nike is what they did, but Nike is where they are today because of Michael Jordan.
That's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. That's why if you go watch the movie he did when Jordan came out, nobody was even buying Nikes because all your big top players, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird at the time, Isaiah Thomas, the niggas was wearing Converse and Adidas. They weren't wearing no Nikes, you know what I'm saying? But when the Nike Air Jordan came out, the rest is history, you know what I'm saying? How you had the commercials and shit. All the commercials, sometimes I dream, all that, like that had never been done before, God. You know what I'm saying? So, like, over in the spiritual community, nobody was making no like the reels that you see people make when they're making videos and they like showing you this picture. They talking and then it's the pictures of what they saying playing. That all started from Rashad Jamal. And people can research this stuff. I'm not gonna take no credit for nothing that I didn't do. I just don't like people that now that I'm sitting here temporarily. Like that, a lot of people out there don't know what I did, you know, especially if you came along in the years while I've been going. There's some people that don't even know that. A lot of people don't know that I created that pushing piece. A lot of people don't know that I'm the reason why in the community over here, people wearing these crystals and the sound bowls and they mass meditating. They don't know that I really started pushing. I'm the reason why a lot of look at these profiles. You see a lot of black women calling themselves goddesses now. When I first came out and I was calling black women goddesses and saying the black woman is God, I got ridiculed for that 16. Now everybody's saying they goddesses and gods. Now it's comfortable. But before me, the only group of people that ever called us gods was the 5%ers. But they never called the black women as gods. They called them earths. You know, they called the 5% nation of gods and earths. You know, Rashad Jamal was the one that comes to me, y'all not bitches, y'all goddesses. You know, peace to the gods and goddesses of the planet God. And then you look up everybody saying they goddesses now. Everybody was saying good morning. I was the one that came and explained that the English language is a spell. We're not supposed to say good morning. That's a spell. Because to mourn means to mourn as in to wish grief upon somebody, right? Because it's not the way it's spelled, it's the way it sounds, right? So when you think of the word mourning, right? You think of like mourning as an MORNING. So you're focusing on how it's spelled. And you're like, oh, well, that's separate from the word mourn as an MOURN. And that's how they trick you. No, it's only one mourning that has the same meaning when somebody's going through grief. So this is how they trick you, say good morning. So when you see somebody like good morning, you use your words to create realities. So they didn't trick us into saying good morning to each other, and now we're creating a negative reality just saying good morning. So that's when I start telling people like, man, don't say that. You say grand rising, you know, or rich rises or something, but on top of the AM, top of it, top of the day, whatever. But don't wish nobody a good morning because now you're wishing that they have a good morning, that when they mourn, that they're about to mourn over something tragic, and you want them to have a good time as they go through that mourning. That's literally what you're saying. I was the one that was bringing that to people. I was the one telling people the truth about the moon and how it's used to harvest souls. And then they come behind me, put a movie out called Soul, and to put all my teachers in the movies. A lot of my teachers I was teaching, they made movies out of this shit. The whole they tell you they call Tyrone, they got that shit from me, God. They come out of my lectures. You know, and people that have been watching me, that's why I've grown so much, because when I first came out 16, they wasn't believing me. It wasn't until years went by and shit I was saying started being revealed. I think, damn, Rashad Jamal said that. Or I might teach something, and then a year later they put a movie out. Oh, man, they got that from Rashad Jamal. Like, there's just so much, bro, like, that I've contributed to the spiritual development of our people, and I just sit back and be humble. I don't need no thanks for it. This is what I do. But when I'm gone, it's like people come and they try to tarnish my image or discredit me.
I'm telling you, it be like that. Like, I go through the same shit, and I move the same way, where it's like, it damn near remind me like what Herb say, you know how you say humble beast type shit, like you know what you know, and you don't even overdo it. But then it gets to the point like, you not overdoing it and you being humble, how people feel like they could just like discredit you type shit.
Exactly.
or claim your work type shit. Then it's like you gotta have your Soulja Boy moment. Like, nigga, I'm the first one did this. I'm the first. Then people get to seeing and realizing like, damn, dude really did that. Like sometimes, like they say being humble good, it really ain't. I ain't gonna lie, that shit don't help you. That shit
You feel me? You feel me? See, that's just like you was the first real like what you doing. You was the first one doing it. Like when I come home 2016, 2017, 18, I remember seeing you. I remember seeing you when you did the interview with Von and Baby.
Oh, bro.
I was in there with Von. You know what I'm saying? I was in there with Von too. Like, so that's why I even watched it. I didn't even know who you was. I'm like, I just seen Von and Baby. So then I'm like, man, I fuck a buddy because I like the way you was in your interviews, your setup, and then you start doing everybody. You've been doing this shit way before. Now it's trending for everybody to have podcasts and interview people, but you've been doing it. You know what
I
I'm
ain't gonna lie,
saying?
when I started, niggas was scared because Zach had just got killed, so it wasn't.
Exactly.
It was dry, bro. Everybody was literally scared. Motherfuckers just let me do it on my own for some time, and then they look and they, dude's still alive. All right, shit. Let me do this shit. But I had to take that risk, folks, because ain't nobody know what the fuck was going on. Everybody just seeing people dying and shit.
No, that's real. You're right. Zach got killed when nobody trying to step up, and you stepped up and kept it going. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw people trying to play with your name and shit too. That's why I always pay homage to you because I remember that you have been doing it. So it's the same thing in my lane. It's like that's why if you talk to the people gonna speak for me. Like, nah, bro, this. And then the receipts of everything I'm saying is that. Like, you can look at the world pre-Rashad Jamal, look at social media pre-Rashad Jamal, and then look at social media after. I'm the first one to bring the roundtables to Instagram. When I was on Instagram 2016 to 2019, it was just all dumb shit. 2020, I'm the one started putting out a positive shit on Instagram. Now everybody put positive. You still got your dumb shit, but you got a whole bunch of positive shit too. It wasn't like that at first. But I took the hit on the chin for everybody else to succeed. Now, I was getting kicked off Facebook for months at a time, getting blocked. I had my YouTube channels blocked. I lost a whole Instagram page because I was keeping this shit too. My page got took at 60K. This page I got now is a whole new page. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through all that shit, the death threats, then all the way leading to a nigga coming to jail for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Have to sit here and have a falsification on a nigga name, gotta sit in that mud, you know what I'm saying? And deal with that, you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta think, when I come to Georgia prison, I'm not from Georgia. So when I get in these niggas prison, you know what I'm saying? They carry it differently we carry it. So that's a whole nother battle, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's like, it's a whole bunch, and I just said continue to work on myself and stay humble and shit like that. But it's like you say, it's like it gets to a point. It's like it ain't just big homie CC. A bunch of people did, and that's why I put the name like 617.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you about him because I see him on the list too.
Yeah, man, smooth. Look, man, I talked to this man. He way worse than the big homie CC. At least big homie CC look like himself. 607 get his whole everything from me. I mean, literally, like everything except for that nail shit. I don't do all that, but the whole locks and the gimmick, all that acting crazy. I ain't acting crazy, but his downloads go within all that was shit I was already teaching, and I'm okay with him teaching that because it's not a competition when it comes to helping our people. I'm okay with that, but I'm saying that that's what made me fuck with him. So I talk to him all the time, man. Like I talk to you behind the scenes. Yeah, we're gonna do the interview, this and that, like that. You know what I'm saying? He never do it months go by. Like, why he spending me on the interview for? It ain't even that serious. Then he interviewed KB Nene. He don't even know that me and Nene I was already following her because she had reached out to me. Like, man, I want to interview. I told her, like, man, told my people to listen, let her know I'm locked up. I got a little more time to be out in the next 12 months, 12 to 18 months, because I don't know if they maxed me out. I got 18 months left. This was last summer. I don't know if they maxed me out. I got 18 months left. They let the parole fly. I'll be on a few months. So, yeah, I'm like, you from Chicago, you doing your thing. I'll come on your podcast. I got you. That's how that was. So, anybody from the city, God, I'm on some respecting and pushing them. I don't care who it is. I'm on some real pushing piece shit. So, boom. Now, he get to locking in with her, doing a lot of shit with her. I'm like, okay, cool. So, I ain't got nothing to do with what y'all do. But this shit turned to 4 or 5 months. Bro, every time I talk to you, you talk about you want to do this interview. I ain't trying to chase you for no interview. But if you want to do it, let's do it. All right, let's do it. He had me call from the jail pay phone. Nigga don't even answer the phone. That's when I got blue. I'm like, hold on. You just spent me on the interview for months. Then, goddamn it, you told me when you get on your podcast interview, you going to shout me out, you know, because we on the same fight. I don't need you to. But this what you said you was going to do, so I'm going to hold you to it. You know, when all these interviews, you ain't said nothing. You ain't put me on your shit. And then when you do tell me come on your shit, I set it up to get the pay phone to call you. And you don't even answer the phone, bro. Like, That's disrespectful. You playing with a nigga security minutes, bro. Like, what real street nigga doing that? You can just say you on the interview and you wait till I get out. I respect it, bro. Like, you don't owe me nothing. But don't try to play with my mind, bro. You telling me, oh, I look up to you, I respect you, and this and this and that. But in public, you moving different. So I tell this nigga that when we finally do talk again, I check him. I'm like, bro, don't play with a nigga security minutes, bro. You said you went to jail before. How you went to jail before you play with a nigga security minutes, bro? You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, it ain't like that. We gonna do it. So I guess he felt offended or something about what I said. Instead of him telling me that face to face, bro, he set up the interview with me. I do the interview with the man. He got 2 other niggas that I ain't even aware of. They in the back attacking me, asking, just being on some goofy shit. I'm trying to explain and answer the questions like I'm doing with you. He got niggas all in the background. He cracked up and everything. The whole time they get to saying, they get to just try and be like, nigga, you a goofball, and we know you did. Well, hold on, bro. Like, y'all finna play my name like that. I wanted to. I get to checking these niggas. We the interview in like that. It turned to a full-fledged argument. Some nigga named Beasky. Nigga, you went from Chicago for real?
I know you're talking about.
He went from Chicago. I don't even know the nigga 16. Like, he went from Chicago. I'm like, listen, bro, I don't know if you think you see me with crystals on and I'm teaching spirituality. You think I'm a lame, but bro, do your homework. I'm a ain't no lame ass nigga. None of that I'm well connected to, bro. You feel me? Whatever. So we find 607. I'm like, man, put 607 on the phone. Before the interview been done, like we walked for the cameras. He got the phone. He bitch ass nigga. Like, right. So 607 get on the phone. I was like, oh, what you got going on me, man? Who was these niggas, bro? You ain't said they was gonna be in on the interview. I'm trying to the interview ain't even end right. You ain't even ask me nothing. Only thing you asked me about was the motherfucking case. You ain't asked me nothing about no spiritual information. You know, the people want to hear that from me. We doing the same thing. You think they want to sit here and hear you ask me about the case, the whole interview? You can ask me a few questions, but bro, it's so much more to me than that. These people want to hear me. You build on spiritual topics. Keep in mind, 16, I had already the interview with you. I brought you. I say, but my brother 16, he's not even in the community we in, and he ain't even asked about the case. Even if he did, it would have been cool. But he asked me topics about what we teach. So I'm like, why would you put me on? I'm gonna call you right back. Why I bet? 16 nigga don't come back at all. A whole week back, go back. Nah, I'm knowing how the interview went, so I'm knowing this shit. If he just put it out like that, it's literally to be about the case. So a week go by, I get online, I get on the phone, payphone. My team, my wife and them, Bodie, all they seen it first, they telling me about it. I'm what? Yeah, bro. Why would you want to do? Man, that nigga clown you. I'm like, I'm taking up for 607 because I ain't saying. Man, so many people got to get back. I said, let me hear it. Man, they played it back how he pieced it together. The man on there be laughing at me, cracking jokes. He doing all this shit. I ain't doing that because I can't see the man. You know what I'm saying? We over a phone. But when I see his body language, when I heard about his body language and how he did and how he put it, and I'm like, oh. So he brought me on. He was mad about it when I checked him on behind the scenes. So what he did was he brought me on his platform. He like, I'm going to ask about the case. He kept saying shit. He said, oh, so you like us for rape? I ain't even like us for rape, but why is you saying this? Oh, you locked up for rape and you laughing and you put these narratives out there. You're going to say, I feel like you did it and you're guilty. All this shit going on. And then when I'm trying to answer your questions, you allowing your guests to attack me. So I'm like, oh, I see what you did. You brought me on your platform to try to belittle me and make me look like that even more like I did it. You know what I'm saying? That was your whole intent. But what your goofy ass don't know is that the people that follow you was following me first. So once you release that interview, you're going to lose support. Because nobody wants to see you attack Rashad Jamal, bro. Not maybe you wasn't in this community yet, but that's like me, 16, getting on live right now and attacking Tupac or attacking Dr. Sebi or Nipsey Hussle or Malcolm. These are people that's in the same field I'm in. If I attack these legends, these people that I support me gonna turn on me. That's stupid, right? You gotta pay homage to your lane, even if you're just trying to do it for marketing purposes. So this nigga, I say, okay, it's chess. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I was gonna call him. Like, man, put the most tech interview down. I said, you know what? I told Bo. I said, Bo, watch how this shit play out. Lead the interview up. Wait, I already know they finna eat his ass up because he's gonna look like you look like a sellout the way you just did that, bro. You just trying to embarrass me, bro. You ain't even trying to hear nothing about the case. You ain't trying to hear nothing about what we teach. Good on no topics we teach about nothing. So it's obvious that you brought me in there trying to embarrass me. Showing up 16, I'm talking about, bro. When I say his whole comment section got on his ass, they hit like 67,000 views. It was on the way to over 100K. his whole comment section, not some, the whole comment section, like, oh, you fake as fuck, you a sellout, nigga, you just brought him on here to try to clown him, nigga, locked up, they going in. He gets so mad, he make another one. He made like 2-3 videos, like, oh, when I see Rashad Jamal, we got a box now. I'm laughing because I'm like, oh, I thought the nigga. You thought you tried to do something to hurt me, you just hurt yourself, you just hurt your brand. So yeah, people gonna still fuck with you, but that die hard, I just thought you really was living this shit that you need in the end. Lost all that, bro, because you just attacked me and these same people that love me. I didn't change them. I didn't woke these people up. I didn't let them to get in tune with their higher self. I didn't help people stop doing drugs. I didn't help people get back in tune with their families. I didn't help people get out the streets from them watching my lectures. I didn't walk that in the community, bro. I done gave people money, bro. Every month I used to do that shit. You ain't did nothing there, bro. I'm the people's cat, bro. Can't nobody take that from me, bro. The people ain't gonna never turn on me, bro. The media might turn, but the people gonna always remember what I really was doing. And I know you ain't did that. So when they see what you doing, but they gonna get on your ass, show us how it went. Then he got mad. Oh, I didn't know we gotta fight now. But I ain't really respond to none of the shit. I'm just in my story laughing about the shit. And
you think he's for real though? Because you know he be trolling this shit too.
And I beat the shit out that dude. But look, right, he was doing all that. Nah, he was hot. He was real. Cause you know he normally laughed at you. I ain't never even seen him this serious. And that's what I said. I came back. I made one last post when he tried to get serious. I say, listen, it's crazy that you getting all tough with me. How you mad at me because you tried to clown me and it failed. It backfired on you. I said, you want to talk about you want to fight me? You get tough with a nigga you know behind bars. But you ain't do that to 4 extra when you just ain't on no jump. He holds you in front of everybody. That killed, because I put that in my story. That crushed him. You know, because my story be going up. Like when I put that shit earlier, my shit did went about 50, 60,000 views and my shit. So when I put the women's those that was going back and forth, my shit was going up too. So he come back through the DM when I say that. He was hurt. He oh man, I can't believe you put that in the story, man. Trying to make me like, I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know what, man? I'm just gonna block you, man. You could at least ask me my marketing strategy, man. I'm just gonna block you, man. And he blocked me on some whole shit. But I'm like, nigga, you didn't start the shit. Because you gotta know we from Chicago, so we the king of trolling and talking shit. So, you know, I get on his ass about the fingernails. And, you know, Chicago, we a funny city. I'm a funny nigga, too. You know, I crack jokes and shit. I ain't just all I make people laugh and shit, too. So, you know, us, we kind of motherfucker to the cross. I'm riding this goofy ass. Like, come on, man, you kind of motherfucking nail polish, nigga. I wasn't even really trying to fuck with you like that. I'm giving you a bit of a doubt. Nigga, ain't no real nigga, ain't no nails. He couldn't take it, but he blocked me. I'm still blocked to the day. But when I flash back on it, you know, I sound like it was fake, and I was so 10 steps ahead. I screen recorded this. I screen recorded our interview because I knew that he was going to delete it. And after about 3 weeks, he deleted that bitch. But guess what? I posted that bitch on my page, so it's still up. Like, motherfuckers will always see what the fuck you did. Ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. But he got so mad at me. That's why you think he started fucking with MO600. He brought Ruka on. He brought Yella on. He started bringing more motherfuckers from Chicago on. He brought you out there to his shit. He brought big homies. Bro, he doing that shit because he trying to make alliances in the city against me type shit on some. I think when he from Chicago, damn, I know nigga finna get out there. Let me try to make as many alliances as I can. You know what I'm saying? So that way it don't seem like it's a brother. That's why he started doing that shit, bro. I peeped all that to my nigga that he want to bring everybody from. It's a whole world. You ain't fucking with no other city but the right now. And then the crazy thing is that he said all that shit, not even knowing, like, bro, you said all this shit, bro, like, bro, you talking about Fruit Loop. I know you ain't did your research. You ain't did no research on who you talking to, bro. You talking about Fruit Loop. You ain't did no. You talking about Fruit Loop plugged you in the city, Fruit Loop, but you don't even know that. You don't even know Fruit Loop and them know me. We from the same area, brand, the connection, and all that. You know, you just talking. So all this, I'm gonna do one box now. I ain't gonna say shit. Like, whatever, bro. When I get out, I'm gonna still drop my content, but that shit you want to box now. Let's go ahead and turn that to some content, because I feel like you would sell out. I'm for the people, so we can go ahead and turn that to some content like Charles and White. You put the gloves on, I put the gloves on. I go ahead and beat your ass for free. You feel me? That'll be the first thing I do when I get out. I ain't no shit but working out, eating good every day. Nigga ain't doing no drugs. And I've been there 4 years straight. You ain't trying to get in and see me on no hands, man. But if you want to do it, it's free content. I understand this content, but I ain't on that with I liked it, the nigga, but he just fake behind the scenes. So, but I seen him. I heard about him pulling y'all out. I mean, I like y'all that y'all doing things with him, and I understand the business. Like, my shit ain't got nothing to do with you and nobody else. Like, You know,
Yeah, I ain't get to work with him. We was supposed to work for some time. Like before blew up, he been reaching out like through Fruit Loop and shit. But I came out there to work with him. But I ain't gonna lie, nigga had so much shit going on. It was like shit. Me and Cece just got to working. And
not bad, but I'm gonna tell you this though. I do like the fact that he got the content house set up. I like the fact that he let you, Yella, CC come on that DD. I fuck with all y'all. Even big homie CC, like he hit me up earlier. We was chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? But I told him, I'm like, hey bro, I'm still finna speak my piece on this interview. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I speak, you spoke your piece on me public, gonna speak my piece on you public. He hit me in the DM, man, nigga, where you? He hit my people DM, where you at? He in Chicago, pull up, this and all that. Like, man, listen, like I told nigga, I said, listen, bro, don't think you finna get online and say whatever you say about my brand. I ain't threatening you physically, but as soon as I get to saying you a clown, you a house Negro, you a disinformation agent, ain't no way you for the black community and you gonna get on and promote that negative agenda that your oppressors told you about me. Because that's the narrative they want people to believe, that I'm a child molester. Ain't none of that shit true, bro. I ain't never been that type of nigga, but you gonna get on there and say that. You talk about, oh, the little girl. Who you hear that from? You ain't hear that from me. You ain't seen my case. So that means you got it from the 607 Arc interview, and that's what they were saying about me. Wow, you're saying this on 16 shot of Wow City at the content house. There's all people and all that shit. Like, come on, bro. So, like, I told the man, big homie CC, I say, bro, if how big you is, I hit your big ass in your shit. I ain't the plumber or none of that. I ain't shit but 5'8", 175 muscle on my mama. I'll fight your big ass. I ain't up in the hole. You gonna have to whoop me, but you ain't finna hold me. You ain't finna talk crazy on my name. Then I talk crazy on your name. You talking about you ready to pull up. Nigga, you could pull up because we gonna be some pulling up ass niggas because you ain't finna speak or nobody finna speak on my name. You don't think I'm not gonna speak on your name. But like, I don't know what type of we think I talk to nigga who think you should, now you think you should, not something. That shit ain't working with me, bro. It ain't gonna be humble fucking with me and it's gonna look bad. I mean, let that little nigga humble you like that. Because at the end of the day, right now what we doing is professional. So keep this shit professional. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna talk your shit online, talk your shit. But just know I talk shit now. I'm a shit talker. That's why. So once I get the pop of my shit, calling you a house Negro, that's what that would make you go get on here and promote the agenda of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? You better all told 16, like, hey, I heard about that. I don't know nobody. I don't really mess with that, all those type of allegations. And I don't know if he did it or not. And I haven't took the time to look into it, so I don't really want to comment on that. Next question. You could have did it like that, but I don't fuck with niggas that's pedophile. Like, brother, repeat offender. Now you just putting all type of fake rhetoric on my name. So who do you really work for? Because the government want people like you speaking out on my name. You got a voice right now. You supposed to be on that motherfucker talking about how they wrongfully imprisoned me. I'm a political prisoner who has been framed for something I didn't do because I was waking up the country to say to our people the same thing you're doing right now. That's what you're supposed to be using your voice to say. But if you do that, they're going to get on your ass. So, of course, these white motherfuckers who can't stand me will love for your black ass to get on there or 607 not to get on there and clown and belittle me. That's what both of them did. That's why they on that list. Now, 19 Keys, he on the list because it's like, bro, you come behind me. You know what I'm saying? I done chopped it up with you a couple times, several times. I ain't seen you say free Rashad, Jamal one time. You feel me? But we supposed to be black activists. We didn't do that in the 60s. In the 60s, when Rosa Parks didn't give up her seat, you seen Martin speak about it, Malcolm speak about it. That's how it became the civil rights movement. If nobody never spoke up about the injustice that Rosa Parks went through, we wouldn't have a civil rights movement. So if you see a black activist out here doing things for the community, giving back to the community, standing up with the police, bringing the people together, teaching real black history that came out the same ghetto that you come from, real street nigga, ex-gang who changed your life around. If you see me doing that, you feel me? Why would you promote their agenda? You're supposed to stand with me against them. So if you're going to promote their agenda and then you talk about something you can't fuck with that, he say he can't fuck with that. But nigga, you live in America. So how can you sit here and say, well, I don't fuck with it? If you don't fuck with that, then why don't I hear you making videos attacking the real child molesters? I'm talking about America, the people that in Great Britain, and the Illuminati, and the people that own the sex trafficking rings. Over 800,000 men, women, and kids go missing every year. These are all black and Latino women and kids. And they're getting caught in sex trafficking rings and getting fed into organ harvesting rings where they're being raped, killed, mutilated for the adrenochrome, and they're then being fed to these reptilians. You ain't speaking about them niggas. You ain't speaking about Epstein. That's what I was doing. Research might go on my YouTube channel. The University of Cosmic Intelligence. I got almost 1,000 videos. Go just look at what I was talking. I was coming at them, the real bully. I wasn't spending no time attacking no niggas in the hood doing no killing. No, I'm attacking the oppressor for all the killing. Because ain't nobody kill more of my people than them. You know what I'm saying? And that's my message to you. Y'all want to drill and put your guns up. You want to go slide because he shot for him. If I get it, I come from that. But let's dig deeper. You got a bigger enemy. You know what I'm saying? They don't do no to us.
My bad for cutting you off. What you say?
Huh?
I said my bad for cutting you off. What you were saying?
No, I was just saying it don't do us no good to do all this drilling. Then on 12 come niggas take out running. You know, so I'm fighting against the real oppressor. So I would expect a big homie CC to get on your shit and come at them hard. Come at them hard. Say who the real oppressor. Don't just lightly tap around aliens and UFOs. And no. Put it on these white folks. Put it on their head. You know what I'm saying? Get on their head. Get on their ass the same way I do. The same way everybody before me did. The Dr. Yorks, the Malcolms. Do it like that. And let's see if they don't get on your ass. But if you're going to play it all commercially safe, yeah, they're going to let you go on every podcast and get all the views. And before you know it, you'll be in Hollywood in no time. That's some Jesse Jackson shit, and I don't support it. So I told the nigga in inbox, I said, nigga, like I said, that's some Jesse Jackson shit. You know what I'm saying? And as far as all that telling me what I can and can't say, I ain't King Yellow. I ain't the plumber, I ain't none of them. Feel me? I'm going to speak peace down on my truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. And he ain't like it. And it kind of really ended like that. So hopefully we can work something out. He said he was going to look into some stuff about me, whatever. I don't know. But hopefully we can work it out. Because truth be told, I'm not trying to beef with nobody black. God, I respect that brother. But he disrespecting me and helping these white folks. By disrespecting me, he's helping them. You know what I'm saying? He could bring attention to my case. Look at my case. I can send you the paperwork. Get that shit to him. And I read off my shit to these people and let them know that I'm wrongfully convicted. Now what we going to do about that? I got wrongfully convicted. Now what we going to do about how I was snatched from my wife and my kids? Now what we going to do about that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how the type of energy. You feel me? That's how we supposed to stick together. If they take one of us, they take all of us, bro. That's how that shit go, bro.
Shit. Well, I'm glad you're still willing to chop it up and make it right with them and shit. So I'm gonna definitely try to work that angle because I really rather y'all not be,
Yeah, for sure. I'm pushing peace for real, God. Like I understand we gonna disagree. He could be misinformed, and it's a put it like this. They put the charge on me for a very sensitive topic. So when you hear that, yes, you immediately think you're gonna think because I'm outside of some schools waiting for some little kids to pull up, and it ain't go down. That ain't my allegation. You know what I'm saying? So my allegation don't say I raped nobody. My allegation is that that her daughter said that I asked her to rub my private area over the jeans.
You said over the what?
Over my jeans, over my pants, like as if you was to take somebody's hand and rub your private, with your dick at, but not inside over the pants, like when you just wear it, like right there. They basically said that I asked her to rub over the jeans. That's what she said. That's the allegation. And for that allegation, I was given an 18-year sentence, which I had to appeal and win. Which I was 18 years. You only would have did like 5 or 6. They offered me 5 years. I refused to plead guilty to something I didn't do. I was not going to do that. Which that's also something that's different between me and Dr. York and Brother Polite. Brother Polite had actual DNA evidence in his case. Dr. York actually pled guilty. I didn't plead guilty because I didn't do shit. I'm not saying they did it, but I didn't plead guilty. You know what I'm saying? I went to trial, but I knew they was going to try to find me guilty. You know what I'm saying? And when they gave me 18 years, which means I would have owed them 5 or 6 years anyway still because you do like a third because it's nonviolent. I appealed it to get the sex offender shit off my name. That'll be coming off my name real soon. And I'll be home real soon. So I'm coming home regardless, but I'm definitely not finna have that sex offender shit on my background. But it's not gonna stop people from questioning me. The real ain't gonna question. The real gonna know what's up. But when you get an allegation like that on your name or any allegation in general, you gonna have some people that question you, and I'm okay with it. I'm just focused on the motherfuckers that love me. You can't make anybody happy. But what I will say is, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, like, when he said they normally give people a slap on the wrist for sex crimes, that's a good point. You're right, they do. What they do, nigga really molest a child and have sex with their ass in the whole 9. And they get 2, 3, 4, 5 years, if that. So why would Rashad Jamal get sentenced to 18 years in prison?
Yeah, I know a nigga I went to school with, and he literally, it's crazy. He literally drugged and raped a bitch, and he home right now.
See what I'm saying? That's what I want everybody to ask yourself. If I did this, why am I the only alleged sex offender in the country that didn't get that slap on the wrist? They gave me 18 years like I shot a motherfucker. And then the crazy thing about that is once I get locked up, then they put me on 24-hour lockdown and took all my rights from me and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? Then like look, you gotta look at how they treat me. So if a person just sit back and put all that together, they're like, hold the fuck on. It gotta be more than that. They gave this man 18 years, and the child said allegedly that that he asked her to rub the outside of his jeans with his private area. So he didn't have sex with the child. He didn't have oral sex with the child. He didn't have anal sex with the child. He ain't touched the child. He asked the child to touch his private area with her hand, and he was given 18 years for that, allegedly. So even if a person because I didn't do it, I would never do no shit like that. But let's just say, worst case scenario, even if a person think I might have did it, I understand that. You got weird, sick people out here, so I'm not mad at nobody. I'm only mad at the oppressor for putting that on me. But let's just say if I did, I so happen to do it, that type of allegation still don't 18 years. Nah. And when he get to prison, they don't let him do none of his basic rights that they've let Lucci and Thugger and everybody else do. They ain't got nothing to do with you having that type of case. Like I say, the sex offenders walking around this motherfucker right now in gangs and everything here right now.
In prison?
Yeah. Those niggas with rapes and shit like that is in gangs. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the sex offenders ain't locked down. Them niggas in regular population, they got me locked down. It's been locked down for a year. And it's not Georgia's fault. It's coming from above them because my lawyers already looked into it. But my saying is this: if why am like I said, big homie CC made a very valid point. They normally get slaps on their wrist. This ain't on my background. My arrest record is public. So why is it that Rashad Jamal was given an 18-year sentence for the allegation that, because this is the child's words, her words verbatim, he asked me to touch his private part through the pants with my hand. That's her allegation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know the allegation. They just hear the charge, child molestation. And you get to thinking, because me, if I hear that, I'm thinking you do be posting outside of the school on some old weird shit, wait for kids to come out, and I'm thinking the worst. Bro, that's why they put the charge on me, because you ain't even person gonna get it down there and look, no, don't just look at the charge. Look at the actual allegation, that the details of what happened. And you're gonna be like, huh? Even if y'all gonna find the man guilty, even if they said he did, or if he did do some weird shit, 18 years, and then he's locked down like that, that don't make sense. And then behind that, a year after being convicted, now they want to say he's a co-leader and he's getting attacked in even bigger media outlets. And this man doing all this positive shit for the community. Some ain't adding up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like that's why, like, when I don't be knowing what be going on, like I just watch. I pay attention to shit. So I do pay attention to all those type of things. Like when I notice, like, yeah, of course, like the fans might say something or attack a motherfucker, but when I see like the media, like the real mainstream media, all attacking people, I pay attention to shit like that, because they ain't just putting their energy into nothing or nobody, if it makes sense. Like everything is strategic. It's a reason for everything when it kind of like at that level, I would say. Like even you know, sometimes like when shit be super real, literally every network will say the same thing at the same time, like same words verbatim. So I be knowing like it's somebody controlling this shit that's tied in.
That's facts. And if you do your research, man, I ask everybody to do their research. You know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna take the interview and make it do what it do. I know that's what you do. Chop everything up, make it make sense. But just people just Google Rashad Jamal, man, it's gonna all pop up. You're gonna see like out of all these teachers, 19 keys, big homie CC 607, you got a lot of them, bro.
Phase one, I see you right.
Your phase one. You got a lot of these people with platforms, right? That's doing the same thing I'm doing. Why ain't none of their name being mentioned? When the USA Today said Rashad Jamal is lying to black people about the transatlantic slave trade, when they on there saying Rashad Jamal is teaching people that to meditate and stuff like that, because that's what they're saying in the articles. I'm not the only one teaching to meditate. I'm not the only one saying that we didn't come from Africa. We was already here. We was everywhere. I'm not the only one saying that. So why is it that I'm the only one being attacked? Because now we beyond the child molestation case. The media ain't saying about that. They talk about co-leader, right? So now I can see them calling Dr. York a co-leader because he had land. I don't own any land. I don't have a compound. I stay down in Atlanta with my wife and my kids, bro. I don't have no YouTube channel on the website. So where's the code? They made a Wikipedia page for my university. I decided to call my YouTube channel the University of Cosmic Intelligence. I called it that because I said, hey, They not gonna let me as a black man start a physical university. So I'll just name my YouTube university. This is my university. This is my little channel. This is my university. That's where the name comes from. Because the Most High told me to name it that. This is a spiritual and philosophical institution. Well, I will be helping people raise their frequency. I will be talking about all type of subject matters, from Black history to world history, to crystals, to yoga meditation, biology, molecular biology, chemistry, quantum physics, metaphysics, spirituality, all different forms of religion, current events, street shit. I talk about it all on my platform. I don't just cover it. I cover when street shit happen too. So, like, why am I the only name being mentioned? You even got names bigger than me with more followers. I'm not bigger. They got spiritual soul been out before me. He got millions. Spiritual soul. All these people. But
who's spiritual soul? What do you do?
He been out a long time. Spiritual Soul was one of the first ones on YouTube. He had millions of followers on Instagram, millions on Twitch. Every time he drop a video on YouTube, that bitch gonna do at least 500,000 views. That's my boy. Shout out to Spiritual Soul. He one of the very few that said free me too. He told people like, man, they shut the man up. That's what I love. Shout out to Spiritual Soul. I appreciate him for that. He one of the few black leaders with a platform that said it. I mean, they set that man up. But yeah, he got a huge platform. But what I'm saying is, they not saying none of their names. I'm the only name being said. And what I want people to see out there before we end it, I know we got probably run out of time, but before we come back to it again, but I know that I just want people to look at, we're going through a spiritual renaissance right now, right? And we're in a moment where we're rising in consciousness, regardless of your race. Because I'm not racist. I just teach the truth about history. All right, so we're all rising, black or white. And right now, I want you to think about this we kind of like in the 60s all over again. Back in the 60s, though, it was called the Civil Rights Movement. Now we're in what I like to call, this my saying, I call it a spiritual renaissance, where you got this whole spiritual movement. Why do you think people is waking up in Chicago, everybody coming together? Shout out to Golden Child. You know what I'm saying? You got the unity movement, and you got the push and peace movements, and people coming together. Yeah, still killing this stuff, but because it ain't going to just end overnight. But I mean, Chicago, let's use Chicago where we from. That's huge for us. That's a very huge thing for us. So, where did energy come from out the blue? Where did that energy come from out the blue? Because it's in the air. This is divine. It's going to get to a point 16 where it ain't going to be no more violence. We ain't be shooting each other no more because the frequency rises. Our hearts is changing. You know what I'm saying? Abundance is coming back to us. We ain't going to have, once we start healing, the hatred is gone. We ain't trying to pick up guns no more, hurt each other. So, if that's what's going on, and I'm one of the main ones preaching this to our people, why am I the only name being attacked? We in a spiritual renaissance, so every other leader or speaker name should be mentioned. In the 60s, they didn't just go after Malcolm. They went after every leader. Think about it. Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton, Larry Hoover, and Jeff Ford. Because, the GDs and the Stones, I don't know if people know this, GD Stones Vice Lords used to all be together, and the Black and the BDs. Everybody was together doing community events. They was doing in Chicago. They were doing community events. They was a part. They was tapped in with the Black Panthers. So at the end of the day, all those leaders got killed. The black, all of them. Why? Because they all was trying to make a change. They all were against oppression. So they went after everybody. But
they made examples, basically.
Huh?
They made examples
out of everybody. Right now, this is what I want people to see. We in a spiritual renaissance right now. They made an example out of me already. Why they ain't going out? Why they ain't saying nobody else's name? That lets you know something. If you really pay attention to history, you're going to know this. Anybody that truly comes and speaks out against them, they will get attacked. History proves that. Now, if we see all these people talking, they're doing the same thing Rashad Jamal doing. But they came to him and they just attacked him in the mainstream media, fuck social media. We're talking NBC, Fox, USA Today, New York Post, People's Magazine, America's Most Wanted. I was just on America's Most Wanted last summer.
So what do you think that means when people preaching the same thing and they not being bothered and you are?
What that means is that they are disinformation agents. They are working with the government, because you got to think that's how they infiltrate. When they took out Malcolm and Martin, they replaced them with puppets that they can control. Meaning they'll let you speak a little truth, but not too much. So behind the scenes to the public, you'll appear like you're for us, but behind the scenes, you still being controlled by them. In the 60s, what they did was they took out all the good leaders and they replaced them with Farrakhan, Al Sharpton, and Jesse Jackson. They not no real. Them all house Negroes pretending to be for us. Now, don't get me wrong. I love me some Farrakhan. I love the message, but you got to understand something. Farrakhan was very jealous of Malcolm X. He wanted that number one seat. And when Malcolm got killed, he was able to get it. And if you look into some of Farrakhan's speeches from the 80s when he was a lot younger, he had speeches where he says he's glad that Malcolm was killed. So you got to pay attention to the small fine print. You think if Farrakhan was really against them folks, they gonna let him do all that talking? Like, they ain't let nobody do it, so why they let Farrakhan do it? Also, when Khalil Muhammad came, and he was on the same time Malcolm was on in the 90s, he was even a more charismatic speaker than Farrakhan. He was black with the ball. He look him up, Khalil Muhammad. He was a beast with them words. What they do to him? He didn't get 10 years in the nation. By 2000, he got assassinated, but Farrakhan still ticking and thriving.
Don't they be on his heels though? Because I ain't gonna lie, like Farrakhan actually looked out for me. Like he gave me my first lawyer. That was one of my grandma's best friends, but I didn't know him. So basically, when my grandma passed away, he basically like he told my mama like, whatever y'all need, call me. Never called him. 12 years passed. 12 years later, I get in the jam. That man paid for my lawyers, a team of lawyers, all off of him, like just making a promise to like he basically kept his word after death type shit. Like my grandma been gone for 12 years. I ain't know the man at all, and he just looked out. But I basically was asking, like, you don't feel like they be putting pressure on him, or are you saying like it's not real? And it's like it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like basically like, because I don't feel like he just got it easy either. But then again, it's like if they really on that shit, I feel like they could get you out the way.
Well, put it like this. I'm glad you said that. And I'm gonna say this right on your platform. I hope we still rolling.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you told me that, and I know you personally, you just shifted my views on you. I think I know you personally. So you are a person that I actually know that I met that I can say I know Farrakhan helped. Right? So now you just shifted my opinion. I don't feel that way no more.
I ain't gonna lie, the lawyers wasn't shit, but I appreciate, like but still, like he ain't had to. It ain't about what the lawyers did. Ain't got nothing to do with him. Like I don't blame him for how the lawyer was.
Exactly, and it's the gesture too. It's the gesture that counts. So what I'm gonna say is, because I've always loved this message. I do feel like he was just jealous of Malcolm. I don't take that back. But me saying that he's a complete sellout, I'm gonna have to take that back now, because that he did that for you, that's still something that's helping the people. So anybody that's helping the people, I'm not gonna I can't look at you as no sellout, because Farrakhan ain't never told nobody that he helped you, and nobody would have known he helped you until you said it right here, probably in his interview, right? So it's like, with you saying that to me, now I'm gonna rechange my view on that. Now I feel like I don't feel like he's set out. Maybe he's divinely protected in a certain type of way, because you got to also remember something. This is what Farrakhan has that I don't have. Farrakhan has his own military around him. The fruit of Islam, a lot of people don't play. They don't play. They like they're a paramilitary. They don't play, bro. So it's different. Farrakhan moving with his own damn
AKs and shit. Like
exactly.
For real. Like he was calling my grandma, because he's like, when my grandma had cancer, he was paying for, like, he did more than what I'm saying. He was paying for her medicine. She was like $500 a bottle, and that was just for her to be able to eat. It was like some shit, like almost like weed, but it wasn't weed. But it was to get her appetite type shit. That shit was $500 a bottle. He coming doing that. But
for sure. So me personally, I'm going to take that back, because you just put something on my brain, and then I'm doing this live on the platform, so I'm glad the world get to hear that. No, I'm not an egotistical person. If I'm still growing and learning every day too, right? We are every day working on ourselves. So now I'm gonna look at him a little different. Like, you're somebody I could be like, when I give lectures on my own platform, like, oh, no, I know somebody that, and he helped him, his grandmama. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but I like people to see that I want to take that back. So for the people that follow me, look up to me, I don't let the sit on y'all head, because God just said and said that he helps him personally. So I feel like maybe he's just, because maybe Farrakhan has his own military around him, he's a lot harder to access. You know what I'm saying? And I want to correct what I said. I want to take that back. And that's why I want people to see that too. Like, if I'm wrong, that's one thing about me. Or I'm not too afraid to say I apologize, too big to say I apologize, or that I may have been wrong. That's how I rock. Like, I'm quick to say something too, but if you can prove to me that I'm wrong, or you bring something across my desk that clicks, like when you said that, it clicked in my soul. That's another reason why I'm taking it back. So now I do feel like he probably maybe because he has a physical military rank makes it a lot harder to gain access to him, and I feel like I don't have that around me. It's just I only be hiring a bodyguard to be me, my wife, my kids, and I be moving with the ancestors. That's all I be on. So, but I told myself when I come home, I'ma definitely move smart. I'm gonna hire armed security and all of that. I got to ride the bulletproofs and all of that because it's become bigger now since I've been gone. So it's, it just can't walk around. I'm just not anybody. Just like you, just not anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm having jewelry on, all type of shit. So I gotta move smart. I don't want to have to be catching no gun cases because now I'm moving around. I got it on me. I can't be lacking. I got it on me. But guess what? I got it on me now that I shot a nigga trying to rob me. Well, that's a gun case. And now you back in jail. So just moving smart is best to move with armed security when you get any form of traction where you got audience and when you go out, people recognize you. Because even before I came here, I was going out, people recognize me everywhere I went. So I can imagine now. I mean, whether you like me or not, you're going to know my name and know my face because they didn't put this shit in mainstream media. Even if I walk in the airport and you don't like me, because that's that fucking child molester, that's that fucking cult leader, right? So it's safer. I'm gonna have to move that way. But I'm glad you told me that, God. Now I look at him a little different now that you told me that shit. To be real with you.
What you think about like people like Alex Jones? Because he been exposing a lot for a long time, but he's still around too.
Yeah, Alex. See, I look at people like Alex Jones. Like I look at I never met Alex. I would love to sit down and talk with him. Like I would love to sit down and talk with Pharaoh. I would love to sit down and talk with Joe Rogan. I would love to sit down and talk with David Icke. I would love to sit down and actually talk with these people. But what I'm gonna say, and if I'm wrong, I don't mind cleaning it up down the road. But right now, I feel like Alex Jones. People like Alex Jones. I feel like Alex Jones is an individual that's a high vibration human being. A high vibration human being is what I call the Caucasians that are not racist, that are here, that have good spirits, that are generally trying to help us. Because, all through history, you always had that. You always had good spirited white folks that generally helped us. Even in slavery, that was not racist. I mean, even let's go back to the civil rights. You know how many white folks came down and died and got killed in them cities was? So I can never say it's all white people, you know what I'm saying? I know that the white folks we see don't even own them. It's the ones we don't see. They don't even fuck what they own. They don't give a fuck about their own. They don't care, like Michael Jackson said, they don't care whether you black or white. If you go against them, they're going to get on your ass. That's just what look how they did JFK. And history proves that. Like JFK ended segregation for us. He allowing us to integrate in schools. He made it legal for black people to vote. He also went over there and helped Fidel Castro. America was at war with Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis when he helped them folks. So them white folks knocked his ass off. Like, okay, you want to be disloyal? You want to be disloyal? We got something for you, dog. We gonna do this shit in front of your wife, in front of the whole world. We got you.
Yeah, and
it's crazy. And it's crazy because JFK got killed on my solar day, which is what y'all call a birthday. November 22nd is my solar day. He got assassinated November 22nd, 1963.
What I was gonna say, it was somebody else. Oh, Billy Carson. I seen you had wrote his name too.
Oh yeah, see, these people that I mentioned, the people that when I come home, I'm gonna get deeper lectures on my platform and go into the deeper reason of why I feel like they disinformation agents.
I actually heard that about him. I don't know much about him though.
He puts out a lot of powerful information, but when he do it, he just try to make it too universal. He'll do something like go to the pyramids in Egypt and say, we came from Egypt, right? Like when he's saying that, he's trying to commercialize it where he don't hurt these white folks' feelings. I don't give a damn how these white folks feel because I'm not racist, but I'm not going to sit here and rewrite history to make you feel better. Y'all already rewrote history to represent y'all. The history is written to say that we ain't shit. So no, I'm going to tell the truth. So what Billy Carson do, should I go to the pyramids like we made the pyramid? No, we didn't make shit. Black people made the pyramid. So why is you sitting there saying we made it? You're universalized like we humans made. We're not even humans. Mm-hmm. Caucasians are humans. Humans is a completely different species from us. You see what I'm saying? Humans are a completely different species from us. You know what I'm saying? So why are you giving these downloads and you teaching truth, but you universalizing everything? Like, no, they was not around. They wasn't around in the beginning, and then when they did first come around, they was in the caves walking on all fours. But you want to make it seem like it was all of us. So it's like he's telling some truth, but he's commercializing it where he's making it where, the mainstream agenda is they like to say we're all human and make it sound like we're all a part of humanity. That's not true. You have humans, you have gods. Caucasians, Chinese, Japanese, Mexicans, Dravidians, and Arabs are human beings. They are the humans. You know what I'm saying? Human, meaning the colored man. Because they are composed of colors, which is that pale that you see. They are composed of a color. You know what I'm saying? We are gods. We are not composed of colors. We are composed of cosmic frequencies. We have a spirit and a soul. They only have a spirit. We are 9 ether beings, and we are composed of 9 ethereal elements. They are 6 ether beings. You know what I'm saying? They have one cell. They are single cell organisms because they were cloned and grafted. We, on the other hand, have over 27 billion cells in our body. This is biology now. This is cosmic biology, right? You get what I'm saying? We have chakras, 9 of them, 9 main ones. And our chakras already come activated. Root chakras, solar plexus. Root chakra, which is where your anus is at. Sacral chakra, which is where your penis and her vagina is at. Solar plexus chakra, which is where your stomach is at. Heart chakra, which is, of course, your real heart. This is where love comes from. Throat chakra, where your throat at. Third eye chakra, which is the third eye, the pineal gland that sits between both eyebrows, and crown chakra above your head. Human beings, their chakra is not activated. They have to activate that. We come with our pineal gland, third eye, already decalcified, meaning it's already open. Theirs is calcified. Theirs is closed. That's the whole reason we created marijuana. We created marijuana on a different plane in a different star system known as from the Canis Major star system. Canis Major is the galaxy that we, along with an extraterrestrial race, right, created the cannabis, right? And we created the cannabis as a way to help decalcify the pineal gland of human beings because theirs was closed shut, right? Which is why they naturally have an animal instinct to eat meat, kill each other, and do all that crazy savage shit. You know what I'm saying? We not like that naturally. That's the way we are. There's all this shit we do. We got that from them. Naturally, we're a peaceful people. Naturally, they are a violent people. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't eating meat before they came around. We was eating sunlight and water. They was eating meat. They was in the caves eating each other. They the original cannibals. This is history. So, we brought the marijuana to them. That's why if you pay attention to the hippies, that's why the government attacked the hippies too, because when the hippies were the white folks that were smoking that weed in the 60s, and when they smoked that weed, look how vibrational they would get. The hippies was about peace. They was about peace. They went about, in the 40s and 50s, the hippies was about peace. They was not on that racist shit when the rest of the world, when the world was segregated. The hippies was a bunch of group of white folks that all they did was smoke weed and meditate, and they was about peace, bro. And the government didn't like that because marijuana raises the frequency of human beings. They open their third eye to see the truth. So the government didn't just attack the Black Panthers and us. They went after the hippies too. People don't know that. That's why you don't see no more hippies.
Yeah, I just was about to ask, like, damn, where they at? I don't see them for real.
You don't see them no more, but you probably heard of them back in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's because they ain't like them. The people that control us, they want white folks to be racist toward us because they are racist toward us. But the truth is, a lot of white people that live amongst us are not racist toward us because we ain't really did shit to them. We already grew up segregated. The only thing they got toward us is what they hear about us in the history books. Yeah. Right? They get taught to hate us by their big dogs, by the white folks that run everything. But a lot of white folks don't really be racist, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones that live amongst us. They know that they don't run shit. You know what I'm saying? And if they is racist, it's because they going on what they was told. I don't like those niggers. But you bring a white baby into the world and don't force feed it no bullshit. You can bring a 4 or 5-year-old white child and put them in the same room with a 5-year-old black child. They gonna play all day until that white child is taught to not like that black baby. You feel me?
Yeah. So
that's what it is, God.
One of the last things I want to ask you about, and feel free if you got some other things you want to discuss and get off your chest, but I want to ask you about like the Vatican. You know anything about the Vatican? And like why it's so secretive, shit like that?
Well, the Vatican, man. That's where they storing all the secrets at. When they stole our ancient technology, our magic, our history, they hid it in the Vatican. They hid it in books. See, we had a great library known as the Library of Alexandria, where we placed a lot of books for ancient information, where we had advanced ancient technology and magic and things of that nature. Well, when they came and pillaged our villages and they used our magic against us, they burned a lot of libraries down, but all the books they took out of the libraries and they hid it in the Vatican. They also did a lecture on Jesus on my YouTube channel, and I spoke about how the body of Jesus is under the Vatican. The body of Jesus' wife is under the Vatican. The body of his kids and his brothers is under the Vatican. A lot of people don't know that Jesus had 2 brothers and a wife and multiple kids because they killed the bloodline. They don't want you to know that, So they got a lot of that type of stuff hidden under the Vatican. They also got CERN portals under the Vatican that opens up portals to back home to their planet, where they come from. When I say they, I mean human beings and Zeus and the Fallen. They come from a planet called Nern, which is located in the 6th universe. So the Vatican holds a lot of ancient secrets, and even where its placement is on the planet energetically, you know what I'm saying? Where the Vatican is at, you get what I'm saying? That used to be one of the most powerful energetic points on the planet that we use to open up stargates and portals and stuff like that too. So what they did was a lot of these places that you see around us, where downtowns in every city is located. When you see churches, when you see important monuments, they built all this stuff over very important energetic points that are important to us. They do that to stop us from accessing it with our feet or with our body. Because when we walk on the ground, we're not supposed to wear shoes or socks. You get what I'm saying? That was my thing about 19 Keys. I was saying, I feel like, if you really for the people, you can teach about everything you teach about, but you should still be trying to bring awareness to my situation. You should still be trying to bring more awareness to how we are together as a whole. I know you can't do it alone, but I look at the little thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I look at it like, you might go take a picture and you acting like you tapped in for real, but you meditate with your shoes and your socks on in the picture. So a person like myself or anybody that's really spiritual, we gonna know you just took a picture in meditation pose to make it look like you on this type of lifestyle. Because there's no way you into meditate for real. You got your shoes and socks on. What you connected to, you got to take your shoes and socks off so that your feet can connect with the heartbeat of the earth, with the soil, so you can feel the power of the planet run through your feet, so that you can feel the connection of you to Mother Earth run through your feet. You are one with the planet. You are one with all creation. You are both creator and creation, right? You are a direct descendant of the Most High. You can't feel that with shoes and socks on your feet. That's why when we meditate, we go out in nature and take them off. Let our feet touch that soil so you can feel that power run through you. You know what I'm saying? So when I see the little shit like that, then you really like people looking at you as a leader, and you got a political prisoner right now, I'm a modern day political prisoner, and you ain't saying nothing about it. So it's like we didn't do that in the 60s. Like if 19 Keys was locked up right now, I was free. I'm gonna still do my thing and teach, but part of me teaching, we gonna have to bring awareness to that. That's how we got Meek Mill home. Remember, the whole world was free Meek Mill.
Yeah.
As big as I am, it should have been a whole free Rashad Jamal campaign, which it is, but it's just me and all my followers. There's no other Black leaders with influence like me in the spiritual community on YouTube right now. That's or truth tellers, right? That's saying that. So, it looks like everybody just sit back happy that I'm in prison, and that they really wanted my play stuff, and they want to clout the views of the audience as opposed to wanting to change. You know what I'm saying? So then people that support me, who might even still listen to them, looking at them like, y'all fake. But they don't know it because people still viewing their shit. But when I come home, they gonna feel it because niggas ain't gonna fuck with them. They be like, oh man, we just watching y'all to this nigga get home. We know y'all niggas. I go off what people tell me. I read comments. When I hear about comments, I get letters. I get inboxes. When I get inboxes, my team tell me about the inboxes. These people be wanting to hear 19 Keys, and these people speak out. They be wanting, and these people are like, I don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? But then you come to my city with my brother Golden Child, and you walk out to Chicago. That would have been a good time to say, oh yeah, well also, man, while I am here, man, let me say free Rashad Jamal, man. The political prisoner that's born and raised homegrown from Chicago. Chicago we got a lot of rappers, 16. We got a lot of rappers, but I'm the only Black activist we got modern day time that's still young, that with a this powerful and did a lot for our planet, our people that come out the same streets of Chicago as real Chicago niggas that we got. We ain't had this since Fred Hampton. So there's no reason Chicago shouldn't be showing me more love. Like if a person come through the rap or these radios or these big podcasts. For example, you don't podcast interviews in Chicago, but you got all type of other ones and they ain't even talking to me. They rather go talk to Dr. Umar, like DJU. I ain't never met this man, but you done brought Dr. Umar on your shit. You done brought, how you gonna bring Rashad Jamal on your platform? You got people in Chicago that know who the fuck you are, so they looking at you like, oh, this nigga fake, this nigga hate. They ain't gonna, you don't see that. You push your content. You putting drill niggas on there, they ain't gonna say nothing, but you bring a Dr. Umar on there, they gonna like, you ain't bring Chicago, you ain't brought Rashad Jamal on there. You can't say because I'm locked up, because you brought my little brother FBG Butter on there. Free butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you brought butter. I know Lil J Butter, and like, shout out FBG Wooski. Wooski follow me. Memo follow me. Take 600 from 600. I'm plugged in the street for real too. These people follow me, fuck with me, bro. They like, if person got to do their research, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know motherfucker from 46, 600, O Block, 63rd, goddamn it, Drove City, 051. Like, these are the names. Like, they fuck with me. They gonna speak highly of me, bro, because I don't choose sides. I tell them come together. I don't get it mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Bo Deal, my big brother. Everybody know forever he been on that. Pushing peace in his own way and bringing people together and not choosing sides. So I come up like that to not choose a side. It ain't my business. It ain't my business. I see you doing your thing. I see KBD doing her thing. You get what I'm saying? I see y'all little thing, but hey, that between y'all too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I like the fact y'all both doing y'all thing from Chicago. I like the fact because others from Chicago are doing anything. You the only person in the interview. Me and KBD need to reach out to interview. Y'all the only two people. But you got DJU, all the other these platforms, podcasts. Motherfucker ain't pulled up on Rashad Jamal, but niggas pulling up on everybody else doing the same thing I do. And I'm still doing my thing from prison. I'm still doing millions of views from prison. My people just put up a video, I think, a week and a half ago when I was in Florida. That bitch had 1.3 million views. I'm still doing my thing from behind the wall, bro.
Yeah, niggas don't be doing that either. Like, it's a lot of niggas who was busting when they was out and they get booked and they try to continue that shit. That shit don't be working.
Exactly. You feel that? That's why I be blessed that my shit's motherfucker go on my wall and I'm still posting shit again. Matter of fact, I wasn't getting that many likes when I was out. When I was out, I used to get maybe 1,000 likes at the most. But you go on my wall now, I still got a couple thousand likes, but you gonna see shit 5,000 likes, 7,000 likes, 20,000 likes, 15,000 likes. Go on TikTok. I got over 2 billion views on TikTok. I'm in the top 5 most viewed on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? You go over to YouTube. I'm damn near 250,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping audio lectures. My audio lectures doing 30, 40,000 views, 20, 30,000 views. We talking audio. We're not talking visual. To get 20,000 motherfuckers to listen to you in a world that is visual, but that's huge, bro. Yeah. And if you go look at my actual shorts and shit, all my shit, I just shorts doing millions of views. If you go look at my live, the last time I was live was when I was free. Look at all my lives. My shit, everything, 300,000, 400,000, 200,000, 250,000. And this is on my platform 16. I ain't take the Charles and White route. I ain't take the big homie, and I ain't knocking him. I ain't knocking the big homie CC, but they took an easier route to me. I got this shit out the mud from my own platform 16. You know how hard that is to do. I ain't never been on the Say Cheese. Shout out to him. I ain't never got to go on off the porch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never get to go on No Jumper. All these other people and shit. When people go on these podcast runs really, 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 really help us. Coming on 16 shot, going on 16 shot, going on that shit blow motherfuckers up. Just like G Raven, she went on your shit, came on your shit first, and then everything take off. Shout out to G Raven, I had his little sister and shout out to her. She doing her thing too.
I ain't gonna lie though, she was getting views already, but it definitely helped. Like I could say it helped for sure.
Yeah, I'm not taking from her. I ain't taking. I'm just saying, going on yours.
You know, I know exactly what you mean though. Like I see the shit, but. Bro.
We need. I respect y'all because we need y'all. Today, y'all just like back in the day when if you want to get on as a rapper, you used to have to go in the clubs and pay the DJ and get the DJ to play your shit, right? Y'all like the DJ, like you want to get on these podcasts, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not knocking it, but what I'm saying, my rap was different. I got everything in my name out there off my own platform. Now imagine if I come on 16 shot live. People really want to see me. Like, man, that shit will go through the roof. Imagine if I go on your shit, you shit, DJ you shit, Truth Teller shit, KBDD shit. Then I go on motherfucking Million Dollar Rough Game. And then all these big body. Yeah, my shit gonna fly through the roof. That's what everybody, that's how people is really blowing up. So I took a whole different route. I ain't take that easy route, bro. Like,
nah, that's the better route because you build a real core following. Like the people that's watching from these platforms, some of them might turn into them type of audience, but a lot of them gonna be like a casual viewer. Some of them gonna be a one-time viewer, and some of them gonna be they're gonna turn into your real audience. But when you do it on your own, you already those is your real audience.
Exactly, and that's why my support is so strong, bro. It ain't nothing that's why they call me a cult leader, because I got a cult, damn like a cult file, bro. I got worldwide. I got all they got to do is go on my comment. You see motherfuckers checking in from South Africa. Even in where I've been locked up, I get letters from South Africa, New Zealand. This shit real, bro. Like I got that I show speed, Kai said, not type of fuck audience. It's just that I'm locked up. Wait till I get out. Wait till I get out, bro. You motherfuckers gonna see the impact, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's like, that's why I say, like, you know, like, I respect everybody doing their thing. You feel me? I respect the podcast. Like I said, shout out to G-Ray. But I was just saying, like, little sis coming on the podcast, because that helped on everything else she was doing. Now she just keep doing her thing and she doing her thing. And I didn't chop my team. We didn't chop it up with her and all of that. I fuck with her. She wanted to play the G Queen, so I would definitely fuck with her. But I'm just saying, like, we need the podcast. So shout out to you. Shout out to all the podcast, man. That's what I want to say. I want to do. I definitely want to do another one. If you're trying to do it again, definitely shout out to you. Shout out to all the podcasts. Definitely shout out to the whole Chicago, man, the whole rack. Coming together, the Unity Movement, my brother Golden Child, the Pushing Peace. You know, I ain't got no smoke with FYBJ, man. We probably can come down the road and chop it up. He probably growing too. I just want him to, like, when you saying Pushing Peace, FYBJ, man, you say do your homework, brother. Put some credit on. So I started that, God, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, go ahead and put some credit on that, because if I get out and say do your homework and on this person and that person and Whoops, I can't. That's all of you. How would you feel, J, man, if you was locked up and you started Whoops and I take off with Whoops and I ain't said your name once? You got DJ Academics finesse 2 times. Look, there are already people thinking you did and you did create that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want a little respect. I ain't asked, don't give me nothing that I don't deserve. Don't take nothing away from me. That's all I'm asking, God. And for us, like the big homie CC and the people I put on my list, y'all look at individuals as disinformation agents. So until we can sit down and work it out, I'm gonna feel the same way. If you stand, I stand against oppression. I'm a warrior for righteousness. I'm game banging for God. So RP to my brother Mac and shout out my brother Bo Deal, man. But shout out my wife from 1100 Division of Noble. But at the same time, and shout out RP Cabrini Green. That's all my area. But at the same time, you know, if you stand against me, then that means it's only 2 sides. If you're on the side of righteousness, on the side of evil, I'm on the side of righteousness. So if you stand against me, there's no way you on the side of righteousness. So that's why I look at these individuals as disinformation agents. I'm not nobody out here hurting the planet. I'm nutritious for the environment. I'm respectful. I'm for my people. If I can help a person, I'm gonna help them, bro. So, you know, that's why I stand, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, man, I was gonna say I appreciate you for you know, doing another interview too, man. You one of the few people that be basically I'll be having answers to whatever question a motherfucker be having for real, like down like a walking encyclopedia or something. But yeah, it'd be refreshing, man, because I be kind of getting tired of doing these drill interviews all the time. I've been doing it for a minute, so it's refreshing to, like, you know, venture to another lane and you know, see what it's take me type time.
Man, I told you this, little bro, man. This something to add on to what you already doing. It makes the platform versatile. It refreshes, and it's like, okay, we gonna still want to hear the drill, but the drill kind of everybody dead. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody dead in jail, so it's still gonna do what it do. But I mean, now it's like you gotta look at the planet. It's changing. People waking up now. People tired of the violence, man. I mean, look at what's going on in the city. So people want to hear about our history. People want to hear about our culture. We want to hear about financial literacy and how can we better ourselves. And yeah, now that we learn all this truth, now how can we apply it? How can we apply it to put ourselves in a better position within the communities? You know what I'm saying? And by you taking that route, that's like showing your real journalism. You know what I'm saying? You that's gonna take your platform to another level because you got other individuals, you know, You got Rashad, Jamal, big homie CC, 607 Unks, my brother Dr. Yaki Waking. You got Ariel the Healer. She another thing coming up right now. That's a good influencer. You got Phase One. Other than when he disrespected me, he said a lot of real stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I just think some of these people was misinformed. I gotta probably sit down with them. But other than that, he still put a lot of empty information. Even the BDL guy, even some of these people names I mentioned, I ain't no haters. I'm not afraid to say somebody's name because I'm secure within what I'm doing. I'm not like, oh, let me not say this person's name. They're going to steal my shine. That's some clown shit. I'm not doing this for no clout or no views. In this department, we not rappers. I'm doing this shit to facilitate spiritual growth on the planet, regardless of whether you're black or white. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care about saying somebody else's name that could potentially give you another piece of the pie or give the views and the listeners another piece of the pie. Because I might say something and it might not resonate with them the same, but this other speaker might say that it resonates. So I'm just trying to make it where it resonates, whether they come through me or through any one of them. I ain't got no hate for none of the people, and that's another reason why I put them on the list, because I'm not sitting back hating nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody hating on me. It's like, but I'm the top dog in this lane, and I'm not hating on y'all. That don't even make sense. But like, what is y'all doing it for? I'm sitting in prison hoping y'all keep this shit going, and y'all out there on some. Y'all got niggas feeling like Larry Hoover in this bitch. I know Larry be sitting back like, man, this is not what we started this shit for. This is about growth and development. We was giving back to the community. He clown that niggas out there killing each other. Now they putting this shit on me, making my time hard. But that's how I be feeling like. Bro,
I feel you, because I literally, like what you just described, I be going through the same stuff like with people in my lane, like on some shit. I'm for y'all, bro. Like I see motherfuckers coming up, I see motherfuckers starting this shit. I be liking that shit, bro. Like I be supporting motherfuckers, giving them the advice, the blueprint, telling them, it's because it's like I've been doing this for some years. So the shit that I learned over the span of 8, 9, however many years, I be trying to tell people this shit so they don't gotta. This shit I just learned last year. So it's like shit. If it took me this long to learn this shit, and I could tell you this shit now, that's what type of time I be on. But I notice a lot of people literally like weaponize that shit.
Like, facts. Hell yeah.
So yeah, I could feel you on that. Like not saying that specifically with nobody you name, because a couple of them like I actually fuck with, like CC and shit like that. But like I don't really. I can't see what you see. Like you see in the interview, shit like that. So it's like basically I'm just saying I could relate. Like I feel this shit.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like with this is the thing. Even with 607, bro, I'm about peace. I am willing to sit down with any of them to work that shit out. And I honestly feel like when I get out, that's what's gonna end up happening. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna force it, but I'm down for it, because in our lane, let's just be real. That's what they need to know if they ever see this interview. Nobody wants to see, hey, Phase One, 607, Big Homie CC. I'm gonna just talk to these 3 people specifically that have attacked me in the public. Nobody want to see y'all attacking me. Nobody want to see me attacking y'all. We not no goddamn rappers, man. So nobody want to see that in this one. This ain't no rap, but it ain't rap battle. People want to see us coming together. We supposed to be saying we teachers and helping the community, but we beefing with each other. But that make us all like clowns, and that make us like frauds and charlatans. Like we not living out our message, man. How are we telling the people let's unify, but we beefing with each other? Like you get what I'm saying, 16?
Yeah.
So I ain't on that, God. Like, I ain't on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It draw views. I get it. But we ain't rappers, so that's what they got to understand. And like I said, I'm sitting in jail for this shit. So I would hope them brothers take this shit seriously. If history hasn't taught them to take it seriously and they thought this shit wasn't real, well, now you have a modern day person who's doing the same thing, who just has become a political prisoner temporarily. So you know this shit real. So this is why we supposed to be coming together. You know what I'm saying? And really pushing peace and really supporting each other. I don't care. Even you, podcasts, all that. We got to come together because that's a business. 16 Shot is a brand. You know what I'm saying? KB Nene is a brand. Like, I don't know what went wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. That shit ain't what people think it is. I never got into it with Nene.
I know.
Yeah,
So,
she staged some shit. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like we never. Her last words was 16. I love you. You my brother. I looked on the internet. We was into it. And some more shit. Like
I believe you, because unfortunately, a lot of people that's not in our field, like, because we social media influencers, so we are the new celebrities nowadays. Like people, it ain't like how it used to be. Everything's social media. So like people on the outside, it's entertainment. So I understand that people will do shit, for views and clout, and it's because it's entertainment for clicks. And I'm not necessarily saying she did or didn't do that, but what I'm saying is like I feel you wholeheartedly when it's like, man, we ain't even beef. I just get online and it's boom, because that happened with me in 607. But I do what I'm saying is like, 'cause I know I'm older than both of y'all, right?
I think she learned that from him. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that's what she got that shit from. But it's like, and that's cool to a certain extent. But it's like it's limits and levels to that shit. Like she not understanding her doing that and playing like that and trolling like that starts other shit. It's people that you got people really thinking I pulled a gun out on you, and there's niggas that's random want to be Captain Savo, pull a gun out on me, bitch ass nigga. And now you know like it's shit going on because you want to play. So it's like
she go to the street, especially in the rap. She get real quick. So I feel you. Now niggas you gotta watch who you interview because you don't know if they giving the low up or switch it all type.
I ain't gonna lie, my little public, like I don't be really like I ain't on no tough shit nothing like that, but I don't be moving with fear, none of that. Like I move with a warrior mentality for real. And I didn't even know I'm just tough, but like worry is not what I be doing. I prepare on bro. Like I be prepared, I be on point, but I never had a mentality. I got a mentality I'm gonna win every time. Like that's how I feel. That's how I walk around with that confidence.
And you supposed, like Malcolm X said he was a man that lived like he died 20 years ago. And I feel I move the same way. I mean, doing what I'm doing, I gotta move like that. I mean, I'm and this bitch still talking to y'all, so you know, but like, so I'm just saying like.
And not with ignorance, not meaning untouchable or nothing. It's just it's a mindset.
It's just you moving with faith because you know you ain't bothering nobody. So if you ain't bothering nobody, you supposed to have all the faith because the motherfucker bother you, the universe behind you. That's how it works. Like if you're not bothering nobody, somebody fuck with you, the whole God and the entire universe gonna be behind you.
I be seeing that shit. Like everybody that ever fuck with me, not everybody, but a lot of people that ever fuck with me was like for real, unwarranted for no reason. Shit happened. Like on all levels, whether they died, they got shot, they got disowned, they got exposed for being a rat. It just be like, damn, I ain't even have to do nothing back. I was mad for a little minute.
I lost their job, anything. I mean, because it's called karma, and see what I was gonna say before we wrap it up was just like as an individual from the city, like y'all, you know what I'm saying? I want to see everybody come together. You know what I'm saying? I know we have disagreements, and I don't choose no side. I fuck with you, I fuck with her, like you fuck with me and 607. Like, but I would love to see you and her, like you said, when that says for y'all to come together because that's good for the city. I would love for me and 607 and Big Homie to squash it and come back together. That's good for the people. Like, I just want to see us win as a people. I want to live my message, so I'm being more mindful of that too. Because that's how we look. When people see me pushing a message like he's a spiritual guru and a black activist, but he out there trying to beef or he trying to promote violence to them. No, I don't feel like we should be violent with the oppressors, but I get it. We bump heads sometimes. I bump heads with me and Big Homie just bump heads. It be like that. So sometimes you can't avoid it. I seen this shit with you and DJ. I mean, I see everything. You see everything. So, I just want to make, because I know this is people listening to you right now, listening to myself. I just want to always try to maintain some sense of light because I'm very misunderstood. I'm pretty sure you is too. But like I've seen people say shit about you. I don't never fall into none of that. You know what I'm saying? I can even look in your eyes and tell you one of them a person. I don't have to see a person do anything. I see it in person. The eyes ain't going old school. You feel me? Like the eyes show everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but where we are right now, I feel like as a city, we in a great place as a city. Chicago doing a lot of great things right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just want us to keep winning. But unfortunately, like I said, we warriors, and sometimes we gonna disagree, man. It gotta be said, So, but we good, though. I definitely look forward to coming back on the platform, man. Whenever, like, I be waiting on you, man. Whenever you want to.
Say less. I'm gonna start hearing you more often, man.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about, subject matters, man. I'm open to everything, God. Like I said, I love you, little bro. It's love. I'm saying that public, man. Shout out to everybody. I shout it out, man. I appreciate you, God. Peace to the gods and goddesses of the planet, God. Now we rise, our leaders, our come one, man. Y'all tapping my brother 16. Shout out, man. Y'all go hit the IG up, man. Support him if y'all support me, man. In Chicago, y'all support him if y'all support me too, man.
Appreciate it, man. And I already got your IG on the screen and shit too.
Yeah, that's love, bro. Yeah, definitely follow my IG. I am underscore Rashad Jamal. If you know, if I resonate with you, if I don't, I respect that too. I would also like to ask y'all to look into my case, man. There's false narratives on my name. I would like to ask people that's interested, look into my case. See that I know we have people that do commit crimes. I know we have people that do molest children. I know we have people that do hurt women. And for the people that do that, I stand strongly against that. I'm against any form of rape or molestation, any form of harming to women and children. But I also want to keep this door open that we can't forget about the ones that don't do it. It's a lot of people that went to prison, do 20, 30 years, and then the DNA test come back and they ain't do it, man. Now this man that lost 30 years of his life. We've also seen a lot of people all through history. Look at Black Wall Street. And Black Wall Street, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but Black Wall Street was destroyed because a white woman lied and said the two black men over in Black Wall Street raped her. They never raped her, but the white folks was jealous of the black folks' success in Black Wall Street. So they used the white woman as a reason to go over there to arrest the two innocent brothers. When they went over there to arrest the innocent brothers, the entire Black Wall Street stood together and said, y'all not taking him nowhere. And that's how it turned to a shootout. And the shootout led to the calls in the military, and they bombed Black Wall Street. Fast forward to Roseville, Florida. Roseville, Florida was another prominent community, Black thriving community. You can watch the movie Roseville with Bing Rames. It's based on a true story. Roseville was just like Black Wall Street. They destroyed that town the same way. A white woman was cheating on her husband, and her side nigga beat her ass. When her husband came home, he said, "What's wrong with your face?" But she didn't want to. She couldn't say my side nigga did it, so she lied and says the niggers in Rosewood did it. And then the wife, her husband, was already the sheriff of the town. They already didn't like the black people in Rosewood, so that just gave them a reason to go in Rosewood. They ran in there, killed everybody, burnt the whole town down. Let's fast forward to Emmett Till. Emmett Till got killed for whistling at a white woman that he never even whistled at. Did you really think a 14-year-old boy from a whistle at a grown-ass white woman in Mississippi in the 1950s? Come on, man. You feel me? Like not in that era, no. But you know what I'm saying? They sat Emmett Till was a blood sacrifice. And I spoke about that I did a whole lecture on it. He was a blood sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Out in Money, Mississippi, man. A woman lied and did that. You know what I'm saying? So it has been a lot of times through history. Look at Angela Davis. She got locked up because a woman lied, and that's how George Jackson got locked up for the murders. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of all through history. It's been a lot of wars fought about women lying. We not gonna act like women are always telling the truth. Let's not do that. Yes, there's some times when women get raped and molested and they be telling the truth and the nigga be dead to the wrong facts. But let's not act like these hoes don't be lying. You know what I'm saying? They lied to and get vindictive too, man. It's a lot of times so all throughout history, man. Do y'all believe Tupac really raped that woman? Do y'all believe Kobe really raped that lady? Do y'all believe that what's his name? Jonathan Majors really did something to the white chick? No, like it's a lot of times too, man, where they will use these women, especially white women specifically, to put false allegations on you to have a reason to come after you and do what they do, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to stay open and mindful to that. Especially when you're dealing with a person that's speaking out against the United States government. They're speaking out against Great Britain and the powers that be. They're speaking out against the Illuminati. They're speaking out against Hollywood. They're speaking out against organ harvesting and sex trafficking. A person that's speaking out against them degrading our women. A person that's speaking out against them making our young black guys sell their souls in the community. A person that's speaking out against the drugs they bring in the community didn't arrest us for. You got to understand what I'm speaking out for, what I'm speaking out. I'm doing the same shit Fred Hampton and all of them did, and we know how that all ended, man. So I would just like to ask y'all, you ain't saying believe me. I ain't get on here for nobody to believe me. But for the people that did hear allegations, man, if you won't believe it, then look into the whole thing, man. And with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Just spread the word, man, about what we doing over here at the university. And Rashad, Jamal, man, and spread the word about 16 shout out to, man. We just two black brothers, man, from Chicago that had a dream, that been through it all, that refused to give up, man. We just had to inspire y'all to keep, working and grinding and doing what y'all do. Y'all seen my brother 16 go through his ups and downs, I go through mine. And that's what comes with being in the spotlight, too. So for anybody out there trying to get in the spotlight, in any form, way, or fashion, just know it ain't all cookies and cream, man. You gotta accept the good with the bad. But other than that, man, I love y'all, man. For real.
Bro, we gone, man. Appreciate you one more time.